Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light your street up like it's Christmas. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. My nigga never leave a mission unfinished. Record still spotless, little nigga unblemished. You can feel the tension change every time they mention me. That's on game, run his name, it's still squeaky clinky history. Put him out his brains and his misery. Seriously, here he switching teams, wipe his memory. Instantly, on replay, I see it vividly. In the streets, they bumping your guns, now you looking weak. Got in his face for the fade and he couldn't speak, cooking he. Heard his own mama couldn't look at him. Left him on his knees, facing east like a Muslim. Destroy a nigga temple, break it down like Jerusalem. I'm finna have the streets on key and a padlock. And I got a lawyer like Madlock. I can never fold, I'm no laptop. You ain't never in the game, you a mascot. Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light up your street like it's Christmas. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. I swear to God, they ain't never seen this much sauce. Finna cut a rug like a bus off. Pray to God that my jam don't get cut off. I'ma do the dance in the trance, let me get off. I'm at the center of two ladies playing pickle. You can call me Malcolm, I'm the man in the middle. Catch me on stage pulling strings like a fiddle. Chevy chasing cheese like my name's Stuart Little. She like a rough, I push her brains in a pillow. Ask her if she rollin' and she hand me the Rilla. So I'm twisting up this raspberry drizzle. And every single puff like a bag full of Skittles. And you gon' think they pulling chairs when I hit the flow. Right behind her pulling hair while she hit the dro. I got that 40 on my hip while she getting low. And I think she getting wet when she feel the cold. Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light your street up like it's Christmas. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. Just know that everything behind me soon to pass away. Ballin' on our own island, no castaway. I was trying to learn the craft, I can't masquerade. Every time we make magic, yeah, gotta have the cake. They say the flowers in May spring from the showers in April. Burning sage by the pound, all of our crystals is labeled. Try to line your re with meditation you able, and you might get a read. Tarot cards on the table, and she better have an altar in her living room. Barely ever lighting candles cause she in the mood. Not to mention love spells she was sending through. Jump a tissing too old soon if you feeling blue. It feels strange to find a guide on a voyage. No, you ain't the same, I can feel it in your aura. Came on point like the horns of a Taurus. Say you won't change, better take that thing to oil. Have to think the constellations for the day they made you. Shit, ever since a minor, I've been playing major. Call me Private Ryan, I was trying to save you. See the stars is all the line and they designing greatness. So why be racing when we only chasing soul ties? You finna be the centerpiece of my soul tribe. No twin flame soulmates from an old life. So I'm thinking Maurice and you know why.
That girl fine, that girl mine. You don't wanna feel a black girl, right? You don't wanna make a black girl mine, but they always want with the black girl. I ain't talking about no rabbit in a hat trick. I say all what happened is black girl. Magic. I ain't talking about no rabbit in a hat trick. I say all what happens is black girl. Magic. And she better have an altar in the living room. Really living like candles cause she ain't a fool. Not to mention love spell she was sending through. Jump a tissing to her soon if you feeling blue.
They say the flowers in May spring from the showers in April.
Peace, peace. Praise, a special praise to Stimia, the most beautiful goddess of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and technology. Of course, technology, engineering, and mathematics, excuse me. And of course, in her beautiful, most beautiful image, Whoopi Goldberg. Power to the dark side, everybody that's in the building. Shout out to First Lady CB420 in the building. Danica in the building. J. Cal in the building. And we probably got a couple of them cloud watching. All good, all good. So, as y'all can see from the title, today, I'm just going to kind of get in a little bit to, why I think it's very, very important that we don't fall for the trap of trading our ancestors, right? Um, Basically trading our ancestors away for, um, for Jesus, basically, right? Because in a lot of ways, right, when we talked about the connection between us and the other side, yeah, when we talk about and we talked about us and the other side, right? Um, okay, cool. My fault. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yep, yep. So yeah. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me use 1 second. All right, my fault, y'all. Making a couple of moves real quick. So yeah, you know, they it was something I was thinking about last night, yesterday. Something that I would like to call. Shout out to Hood Therapy in the building. Appreciate you. Something that I would like to call spiritual capitalism. Spiritual capitalism, right? They've turned us into spiritual capitalists. Voodoo. Oh shit, it's a big ass fire. Yo. Oh shit. Okay, so voodoo, right? Ifa, different. These are spiritualities that are community based, right? So we know in Ifa or in voodoo, if the Orisha are happy, right? Based on the direction of the community. Shout out to Tequila, appreciate you in the building, right? This is all based on the direction of the community. So you when you're in voodoo or Ifa, because my mud hut looks better than yours, does not mean that the Orisha have been blessing. No, no. You can't look at your own individual predicament or position or place and then go back and say that voodoo has been working. See, your relationship, you can build this relationship with Jesus. Damn, that shit is crazy, right? Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to breathe, yo. You can, and that shit pitch black smoke too, yo. Damn, can't even tell where the fuck that's coming from. Let's see, hold on, y'all. Oh shit, bro, somebody trailer up in fucking flames, yo. Somebody's trailer is fucking flames, yo. Damn. Damn. Yeah, that's the trailer part. That mug is in flames, yo. And I should show y'all. I know the police finna be pulling up, though. I ain't even finna do it. They trailer. I'm talking about, yo, it's so much smoke. I just seen the smoke from so far away. I pull up. The trailer is torqued. Like, you can see the fire coming out of the trailer through the windows. Get homie. So, what I'm saying is, right, we talk about, so voodoo to me, or Ifa, the spiritual system is a socialism or a communal type of spiritual practice. When we get into the religions that conflict with African spiritualities, those are capitalist religions, right? So we have social spirituality, or we could say communal spirituality, where the happiness, right? We know that the river god is happy when the village is drinking the water from the river, and they don't get sick, right? You know that Jesus is working when everybody's been drinking out of, when the village is drinking out of the river, and you the only one that don't get sick. That's how Jesus works. See, you know when you making Jesus happy, because when you went to the river with everybody else to drink, they got sick as fuck and you didn't. That's spiritual capitalism. If you went to the water and drunk in voodoo and you didn't get sick, but everybody else did, you would know that there's still a problem as far as the community and the Orisha are not happy. You can't measure. See, in voodoo, you have to measure the workings of the Orisha based on those around you, based on the community, right? Based on the village. When the village is doing well, we know that the Orisha are happy. Your relationship with Jesus isn't based on anything around. If everything around you is going to shit, and you're the only one that don't get hit by a bullet, Jesus did it. Jesus. You get to thank Jesus. See, you can't go and praise your Orisha when everybody just got murdered except for you. But you can go and thank Jesus. Because it's based on spiritual capitalism. Spiritual capitalism. So, no matter what happens, no matter how much you make the constant effort. Shout out to Miss Royal, appreciate you in the building. No matter how much we talk about, the workings of Jesus and different things like that, you can only talk for your fucking self. See, when we talk about the problems with religion and how it's holding us back, people only want to talk about how good God has been to them. They don't want to talk about how bad he's been for us as a collective. Fuck the collective. Jesus paid your rent this month. This is where we at. So no matter how much we say, like, yo, we're losing an overall war right now. We're in spirit. We're not only in a physical. Part of the reason why we're losing this physical battle is just a manifestation of the spiritual battle that we're losing. It's a manifestation of the spiritual battle that we are losing. If we want true change, with us as a collective, we're going to have to go back to our source, where we got our power from, our energy from, what connected us to this planet in the first place. We can't continue like it, and this is the thing about it. We got here because of grandma. The spirit of grandma is eternal. Once grandma made her transition, her eternal spirit was out of the box. It was now free, and now she was allowed to roam in the ancestral realm. There's your connection. Some might say to Orion, whatever. But there's your connection to the other side. You don't have to get into an argument over whether grandma existed or not, because you're here. You're here. Your evidence that grandma existed, that grandma is real. We all should already know that her spirit is eternal. That means that that when grandma transitioned, right? We didn't do our due diligence to make sure that either we established that connection, or here we go. You want to know what the fuck Jesus? Okay, I'm glad we got one. Thank you. Thank you. You really want to know what Jesus did? He called my grandma a demon when he didn't even fucking exist. You know what Jesus did? He told me not to worship or not to speak with familiar spirits, even though this nigga been a fucking familiar spirit for 2,000 years. That's what he did. You don't know that nigga, nor can you prove he existed. You gonna cut off grandma? Niggas is sick, bro. You niggas is sick. You don't know that nigga, bro. You got, and this is what I be saying, by self understanding who you are. In order for you to disconnect yourself from your own ancestors and pick up another person's ancestors, you have to have some sort of fucking self-hate going on. I'm going to cut off grandma's Jesus. I'm going to cut off grandma in the ancestral realm so I can die and go into Abraham's bosom? Fuck no. Don't worry about it, saving face, Fred. You will be a servant in Jesus' kingdom in your mind. I swear to God. I swear to God. You will serve him. You're going to serve him in Jesus' kingdom. Your heart is already made up, sir. And pray when the revolution happens, you don't see anybody who thinks like me, bro. I swear to God. I swear to God. Because on my mama, I'd sacrifice your ass right now, bro. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'd sacrifice your ass to Baal while you talking about fucking Jesus, nigga. You're playing. Nah, bro. Nah. You go talk to Jesus, bro. You go talk to that nigga. Do that. Ain't he at the right hand of the Father? Silly ass niggas. You niggas is creating shit out of dudes. 2 dudes created all things. 2 dudes. Fuck out of here, nigga. What type of homo type of shit is that? 2 niggas created all things. Fuck you. I'm taking grandma and goddamn and grandpa, nigga, for 2,000, nigga. No, nigga, Jesus is the devil. That's what you fail to realize. You fail to realize that. Grandma never told you, hey, in order for me to do something for you when I transition, you have to accept my flesh and blood. No, nigga, you are your grandma's flesh and blood. But your dumb ass sitting over here committing spiritual cannibalism, and they gonna call grandma a demon. And they gonna call, shout out to Asiatic Line, appreciate you in the building. Shout out to Tequila. Yeah, I'm quite sure of it. Spiritual cannibalism. Nigga, you accepted Jesus' blood and flesh in your heart. You got some fucking cleaning of your own altar to do, nigga. You need to go clean your altar. You've accepted blood and flesh of a nigga that ain't got no relation to you. No relation. Never existed. Don't show me no, and this is, I know how slick niggas is. Don't show me no just regular Jesus, nigga. No, fucking no. You gonna show me a Jesus? It better be the nigga that walked on water and didn't have a daddy named Joseph. Otherwise, I'm sticking with grandma, nigga. Notice how the spirit, the familiar spirits brought this demon out. We start talking about familiar spirits, and look who shows up to try to make sure that you don't build that connection up. Because remember, in order for them to do what they did to us, they had to disconnect us from our power, from our connection to the other side. So what did they do? They disconnected it from us, right? They told us, no, the dead rest when they transition. No, the dead are asleep. But yet, Jesus dead ass you can go talk to. You can go through Jesus dead ass to get to God. But no, the familiar spirit, mind you, Jesus is on top of a mountain talking to 3 dead spirits. On top of a mountain. Think about this. You're not even supposed to be, according to him, these were familiar spirits. You're not supposed to be talking to familiar spirits. You get Jesus before he transfigured, guess what happens? This nigga on top of a mountain talking to 3 dead spirits. Elijah, who was it? Elijah, golly, bro, what was the other dude? It was 2 other ones. Elijah, Moses, and who was the third? Yeah, bro. Yeah, good. Good. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I will send all kind of spirits at your dumb ass. Move on, nigga. Move on. Take that shit to Jesus. No, blasphemy is the moment that you came in talking about demons, but standing on Jesus. A whole vampire deity. You got this fucking desert demon on a stick that you praying to. Nigga, grandma put life into your dumb ass. That desert demon ain't put no fucking life into you, nigga. Grandma did. Right, it was Moses. Up there with 3 dead demons. Having a full fucking conversation. They got a whole story about the dead being in Abraham's bosom and moving around and shit, but then gonna try to convince you that ain't grandma you talking to. That's a demon. Well, if I'm talking to a demon, Jesus never existed, who the fuck are you talking to then? Who? Think about that. Grandma really existed. Grandpa was really here. They were really here. You know them. Where, how do you know Jesus? You don't, nigga. You believe in Jesus. You don't know that nigga. You believe in him. And then you're not even smart enough to see, nigga, you don't have to invite your ancestors in, you dumbass nigga. Your ancestors are you. You are your ancestors. Jesus needs an invitation in because he don't belong in your fucking heart from the beginning, dummy. Nigga, your very fucking breath is the breath of the creator. Whose breath are you inviting in? Your spirit is the creator. Whose spirit are you opening yourself up and allowing in? Epigenetics tells you that your family, that your ancestry is you. They're in your blood. They're running through your veins. No, nigga, Jesus is a demon. No, he's actually Satan. You're the demon that he sent over here. No, nigga. I pray my grandma wake you up out of your fucking sleep, nigga. I pray my grandma wake you out of your sleep, nigga. I'm tired of y'all, bro. I'm tired of y'all. Like, I swear to God. Y'all are very blessed, bro. Y'all are very blessed. Because the day I'm commander, bro, I swear to God, I'm going to make the Orishas so proud of me. They will be so proud. They will be so proud. Like, nigga, you sold your soul to Jesus, and all he guaranteed was that you was going to lose your fucking life for him, nigga. The fuck you mean? That's all he guaranteed. On earth. You're going to lose your head for his sake. Be happy to die like a Christian. And at the end, you get to wash that nigga feet in heaven. As a perpetual fucking servant, nigga. Niggas is silly. Shout out to Michael. Appreciate you in the building. As a perpetual fucking servant, you will be washing Jesus' feet in his kingdom. You stupid ass nigga. You sold your soul to Jesus, and all he could guarantee you. This nigga couldn't even much fucking guarantee you be rich or nothing. You would have a house. You would have a family. All he could do was guarantee you would lose everything for this nigga. That's all he guaranteed. You was going to lose your head. You was going to lose all those around you. You can't even say you're a real Christian unless you lost your life for that nigga. The nigga walked you into drinking his blood and eating his flesh. And only thing he promised you in the end was you was going to lose your life for his sake and end up washing his fucking feet in the kingdom. We got another foot washer right here. Shout out to Angelica Diallo. Appreciate you in the building, sis. We got another foot washer right here. Gideon Yarden Israel. This nigga traded in grandma for Jesus. The nigga was convinced. Fuck grandma. Gave his ass life. Cut the fucking edges off of his sandwich. Sliced it in perfect triangles for your goddamn crybaby ass. All she asked for, yo, when I train, yo, never stop bringing me my Virginia Slims. You know I love my Virginia Slims. Keep bringing me Virginia Slims. Nigga don't bring grandma Virginia Slims no more, but the nigga bring an offering to Jesus. Nigga got tired and offering for Jesus. But you can't go and grab grandma a fucking pack of Virginia Slims and just leave them out for it. Jesus been dead 2,000 years, nigga. I'm a lot closer to grandma than I am Jesus. And like, that's the silly shit. They're gonna tell you about familiar spirits and how familiar spirits are demons and devils, and then tell you that this nigga died on the cross, and to get to God, you need to talk to him. So you cut off all your actual familiar spirit. You cut off all your ancestry. You cut off yourself to accept in a goddamn demon. A demon. That's a fact. That's a fact. And see, that's the thing that they do. It ain't even just loving the creator and stepping on. You can't, the minute that you go outside of their structured demons, their desert demonic goddamn gods that they worshiping. Because these guys, I mean, like, come on, bro. This ain't God. You got to tell me, you can't be serious. We talking about the God of the Bible. This got to be the dumbest nigga on the planet. Who the fuck out of the whole planet? You got Ghana. You got goddamn. He could have picked San Diego. This nigga chose Israel. He set them in a damn desert with no fucking food, no water, to the point where they had to go and beg the people who worship familiar spirits for food and water. Ain't that funny? Like, think about this. This nigga is the dumbest real estate agent on the planet. You got the whole world to choose from. This nigga picked a fucking desert with nothing but a few goats walking around. Shut up, please. A desert. Like, really? You know how slow you gotta be? Could you imagine you out looking for, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm getting ready to purchase a home. And there was homes that were available with a river running through it. You got a damn springs coming out of the ground and shit. Gold and minerals and oil is all around. Could you imagine you had all of that to choose from? You had the first choice to make. Could you imagine going home and being like, yeah, baby, I chose the desert. Like, what? The fuck you put us in a desert for? How does the desert be your favorite place? Because these are desert dwelling demons. Stop letting these desert dwelling demons tell your life story. These are desert dwelling demons. Demons. Nigga, just do what grandma say, nigga. That ain't none of your business. I know you wasn't that nigga. If grandma told you to fix her a drink, you ain't finna fucking tell grandma she ain't supposed to be drinking, nigga, cause her kid. Nigga, you finna fix her a fucking drink. Or get cashed out. You niggas know the rules, bro. Y'all playing. Y'all playing games. Shout out to Free Spirit in the building. Appreciate you, sis. Y'all playing games, yo. There ain't no compromise, man. You can't compromise with a demon. The nigga ain't compromise with you and talk good about grandma or talk good about your Orisha. Think about this. They want you to cut off your Orisha. Nigga, the Orisha were all real. They walked this planet. That is your actual bloodline. You actually have the blood of the Orisha that run through you. That run through you. You can see that the principles that they embody. But no. You have to trade that in for, guess what? For Jesus. Because remember, see, the Orisha, they never asked you to drink their blood or eat their flesh. They didn't even much ask you to serve them. They didn't even much ask you to worship them. They didn't even much ask you to worship them. You're supposed to be working together. Officially. I got one hurt right now. Look at this nigga. He hurt right now. Jesus burning this nigga up right now. Look at this nigga. Jesus burning his ass up right now. You calling on that desert demon, nigga? Facts. We should have been found another damn ride. We should have been found another ride. Nigga, you got whole ancestors. And that's the worst part. You got people who have taken care of you your whole life. Some of them are the reason why you here. They've transitioned and they are calling out for you. And the only person you can hear is Jesus. You know how sad that is? Could you imagine? I couldn't even imagine making a transition and having to look my grandma in the face and she say, yo, I called for you. I called for you. And when she asked you why you didn't answer, because you was too busy talking to fucking Jesus. You don't even know that nigga. This nigga ain't even existed. Grandma had a father and a mother. Grandpa had a father and a mother. Jesus did not. Jesus didn't. He had, I don't even know if this nigga really, I don't know if he had fucking flesh and blood outside of that spiritual shit. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Right? But I think it's one thing that we do know. Is that there's no true connection with him that comes natural. The one that comes is when you denounce yourself. It's the only possibility. Denouncing your ancestors is denouncing yourself. You can't do both. Exactly. Exactly. You're supposed to, and see, that's the thing. You would think people with enough common sense would say, you know what? Appreciate you. If I'm dealing with a damn deity that is constantly asking for blood, that's his major requirement. Blood, 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 blood. Right? This is a spiritual BYOB party. I don't know if y'all ever been to the BYOB parties. They kind of do that in the South. You know what I'm saying? The BYOB parties. This is a spiritual BYOB party. You must bring your own blood. Right? Bring your own blood. Black people supposed to be opposed to human sacrifice. Black people supposed to be opposed to fucking, and really, I'm saying black people in general. You supposed to have enough common sense to know, like, yo, man, I don't partake in no fucking human sacrifice. You got 2 instances in the Bible where human sacrifice is taking place. Jesus, and then the other one, the nigga sacrificed his own daughter to win a war. So fuck out of here with your goddamn vampire desert dwelling demons. I'll talk to my familiar spirits. I'll let y'all rock with that desert dwelling demon asking for blood all of the time. Think about it. He cut Cain the fuck off because Cain didn't bring blood. What type of God is that? The nigga ain't bring blood. He brought fruit. Nigga, if I'm my God gonna be a vegan, a fruitarian or something. Nigga, I'm not worshiping no goddamn meat-eating God. Period. We don't have nothing, like, no, you have nothing for me spiritually. It's only to drain you. And like I said, it'd be one thing if you could guarantee something with these deities. It's so bad. The Bible guarantees you death. What type of shit is that? You got locked into a deal with the devil, and the only thing the devil promised you, he didn't even and I say the devil, I should take that back. At least the fucking devil is gonna promise you a goddamn TV or a record deal or something, some fame. Nigga, Jesus promised you would lose your life. You would lose your life. That was the sign. How do we know if Jesus is working? If people around you start to fucking hate you. That's just God chastising you. Remember, he chastises those that he loves. Okay, cool. So there is really, think about it. There's really no standard to know if this nigga is working, being fucking real or not. Because if shit is going all bad for you, that's just God chastising you. If shit is going all good for you, well, there goes Jesus finally blessing you. Everybody gets shot, you don't get shot, that was Jesus. If you're the only one that do get shot and lose your life, that was Jesus. Because he was supposed to come and get you. You lose think about this. You have no fucking idea. He even got a verse to say, have you ever considered that sometimes I take them away from this earth to not have to deal with the things to come? So it's up in the air why the fuck you got your head lobbed off. You know how we gonna know when all the Orisha is happy? When we fucking free. That's how you gonna know when the Orisha is happy. Not when your ass got your big screen ass TV and you comfortable. That don't mean the Orisha is happy. That means Jesus is happy. You goddamn spiritual capitalist. No. This is spiritual communalism. I will know when the Orisha is happy when our enemies are our footstool. Simple. No compromise there. These niggas don't have nothing guaranteed. It's 1,000 ways your relationship with Jesus can go. Which means we have no fucking idea. None. No way to tell. Yeah, Jesus been working for us. No. Because like I said, the merit of this nigga ain't based on the collective. It's based on you. And whatever the fuck you make up in your mind. Oh yeah, there are plenty of more sacrifices. The very first sacrifice that they make is on the African babies of excuse me, is on the firstborn African babies. A whole sacrifice is made just so he can flex his power. That's the worst part about it too. The nigga didn't even much say he did it because he needed to free Israel, or Israel, you know, they wasn't strong, or Israel was having all of these issues and this and that. The nigga said he did it just to flex his power. To show that, hey, you know, I wanted the world to see how strong I am. Who does that sound like? I mean, I'm sorry, bro, but that just sounds like a white guy on top of a fucking mountain. You ever heard the Orisha talking about they gotta prove they strength by knocking babies off? You ever heard that? Fuck no. No. You ever heard? Just think about that. The Orisha. To prove that they have power, we gonna kill all of the firstborn babies. And then the nigga set it up from the beginning. He ain't do that with no other fucking king or none of that shit. The nigga wait till he get to Egypt. He wait till he get to Africa. He wait till he get to Africa. Now let me harden Pharaoh's heart. Why he ain't never hardened Nebuchadnezzar's heart? Why he ain't hardened King Cyrus' heart? Them fucking Eurasians. No. Because remember, King Cyrus and Nebuchadnezzar, they were serving the same God. See, that's what y'all fail to realize. They served the same God. The Africans didn't. The Africans didn't. Facts. School shooter weakness. The nigga could have easily softened Pharaoh at any time. He didn't even have to soften Pharaoh's heart. All he had to do was leave Pharaoh the fuck alone, and he would have freed the children of Israel. But he couldn't do that. He had to manipulate the situation. He manipulated the situation. By doing what? Think about it. He manipulated the situation, hardening Pharaoh's heart over and over again. Shout out to Terry Smoots in the building. He didn't even give the Pharaoh a damn chance to actually, and then that's how you know Pharaoh was gonna let their asses go, because the Most High had to harden his heart. How the fuck you gonna fight against the Most High hardening your heart? That's how we know it wasn't the Most High hardening his fucking heart. That was a goddamn demon coming over him that they call YHWH, the God of Israel, the God of Isaac, Jacob, right? Ain't that who he is? The God of Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham. Ain't that who he is? Exactly. The most low. The most low. Power to the dark side, Al Capone. We know that nigga the most low. And if he is the most high, it's on something. It's on something. We don't know what the he on desert dope. Cause a nigga picking desert everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all. If we don't cut these fucking demons off, we are going to be looking very, very silly. We already look silly. Because righteously, and that's the thing, when you really kind of break down the Bible and you go into it, you're really still into ancestor worship. It's the same shit. It's ancestor worship. The only difference is they want everybody to cut off their own ancestors and worship these people. That's why they want to convince you that we all come from them. We all come from Abraham. We all come from Noah. Even though none of these people existed, these are all spirits that they need you to throw your energy to. They need your energy directed towards these spirits. Outside beings, outside forces. They never want you to go into where? Self. Because they know once you go into self, you're going to constantly give your energy to a stop giving these demons your prayers. Stop giving these deities your prayers. The Illuminati is at least promising your ass a fucking record deal. You're going to at least be in a Target commercial. Like, nigga be talking all that blood ritual shit with the Illuminati. At least them niggas got a fucking Target deal out of it. Jesus only promised you were going to lose your head. You know how fucking crazy you gotta be? And the worst part is, think about this. Like, he's I told y'all gotta stop. And it's hard though for people to get around it because and until you know and you don't know Whatever. Look at the devil hate. Shout out Domo in the building. I just straight got booted. So anyways, shout out to the political plug. Yeah, my internet picked up from the house. I'm kind of far away from that shit. I had to cut the bitch off. So anything that would need an invitation in has got to be a damn vampire. God does not need an invitation into your heart. That's the blood that is coming through your veins. The air you're breathing, your mind, being able to think, your thoughts, all of that. That's all the Most High. That's all the Most High. Right? You don't have to invite the Most High in. He's already there. That's why you're supposed to be going inside of self. That's why idolatry is the worship of anything outside of self. Who the fuck is you going to look for? Power to the dark side scheme. Appreciate you in the building. Think about that. Idolatry is the worship of anything outside of self. There is no power outside of the mind. Where the fuck is you going? It's so bad to where people are looking everywhere to find God. Shout out to the Ganocracy Takeover. Appreciate you in the building. Everywhere. These people look everywhere that they possibly can to find God. And when you tell them, yo, did you go inside of did you go to your own altar? Your heart is an altar. Your heart is an altar. It's crazy. I made this a long time ago, actually. When I was an Old Testament Israel, I made a song about putting your soul on the altar. The sacrifice was never required. And no, see, you just fell you just fell on your sword, Battle Axe. Nature is the mind. There is nothing outside of the mind. Nothing exists. You can't prove it. You cannot scientifically prove reality. You know why? Because it has never been experienced outside of the brain. The mind needs the brain in order to even connect, in order to even to roam on this type of realm. Everything outside of the brain, right? Everything that the brain is interpreting is all aspects of mind. The material world is mind. Cut your fucking internet off, bro. I swear to God. Yeah, I didn't have to actually walk to the Wi-Fi because I know what just happened, but I'm not even gonna speak on it. Whatever, bro. For the God. Can't stand the goddamn thing, bro. For the God. Anyway, like I said, man, these folks are out of their goddamn mind. And the worst part is they've not only become traitors to themselves, they are traitors to their own people and traitors to their own ancestry. Mommy Wata walked this earth. Jesus did not. I promise you. I promise you. Ogun, there's way more validity to Ogun than there ever will be to YHWH. I'm always prepared for the smoke. You better believe it. And the problem is, you niggas need to talk to your familiar spirits. Stop talking to Jesus all the damn time. That nigga's unfamiliar. That's not a familiar spirit, bro. It means you don't know him. I don't know why people don't get that. This is why on the dark side, the unholy spirit moves. Why? Because the Holy Spirit is a spirit of separateness, set apart, different. That's not inclusive. Shout out to Battle Axe. We got one in the building.
Shalom, man. Shalom.
You ready to repent to your ancestors, brother?
It's pretty early for you to be up here talking some crazy ass rhetoric.
I'm just saying, have you repented
From what?
from your transgressions? You denounced your ancestors.
Listening to Big Mama. Big Mama wasn't shit.
Big Mama was everything.
Big Mama wasn't shit. She wasn't no fucking big ass beacon or fucking household of. I mean, this fucking knowledge house of fucking information. She was
Really?
really.
How the fuck did you get here?
Big Mama wasn't shit. Big Mama did just like what animals do, have fucking birth
You,
through sex.
you see?
Did she?
You see?
Did she?
Jesus, this is what
Did she not?
Jesus is done to your spirit,
No,
brother.
no. Did your grandmama
And
have you through
what
sex?
needs to happen, you need to first forgive yourself.
Did your grandmama have you through sex?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
you getting smacked, flipped, tossed around, rubbed down, just like everybody else, man.
Yeah.
So she ain't. So it's like get her off a pedestal. She ain't nothing.
Well, wait. Hold on. That's how you create life. That's how you
Yeah,
create, right?
animals do it too.
Okay.
Monkeys
But
do
that's
it.
how you create.
Yeah, but monkeys do it.
Yeah.
So that don't make
Okay.
it special because you can actually have sex. All animals in the
No,
Bible.
no, no. Hold on. Does everybody that has sex, do they create?
Everybody that's created is through sex. Don't try to backwards it. Don't try to
No,
flip.
no, no, no.
Don't try to
Every
make.
time that you have sex, do you create?
It's very much possible. Yes, it's
It's
possible.
possible.
Don't. Some people don't.
It's possible? Okay.
It's possible.
Let's see. Let's say she's pregnant. Every time you have sex, can you create?
What do you mean? If she's already in the process of creating,
Every time, bro, you cannot create, bro. There is no creating every time.
every creation is done. Every human being that is created is done through that process. That's the main point that you need to focus on.
Okay. We got that part.
And that's the part that you need to highlight. Stop trying to.
And hold on, wait. In order for man to have been created, it said if you would have to gotten the masculine spirit of Yah and then the feminine spirit of wisdom in order to even create.
Can you show
So that's the same thing.
Can you
Can I
prove
show you what? Proverbs,
your,
that wisdom was here for that wisdom created all things with the most high. All things was created through wisdom.
big deal? That doesn't make Big Mama anything.
Yeah, it still does, bro. Big Mama is the reason why you're here.
How does that make Big Mama like a god? Because that's what you're
What do
basically
you mean a
talking
god?
about.
I didn't hold on, wait.
Have her in the position.
When did I say that Big
You
Mama was a
trying to
god?
say praying to them, saying forgiveness about them, and learning from them as if they somebody that can replace
Yeah,
knowledge of
Jesus.
Christ and all this.
They supposed to replace exactly.
I'm
They
like,
supposed to
so you're trying to
replace
put
Jesus.
you're trying to put her on a level
Jesus
that
isn't.
that is
She's
not.
real.
You're
No,
trying
no,
to
no, no. She's real.
no, you're trying to put. So was
She is
Christ.
behind. No,
Christ was
he ain't.
Christ was
No,
real.
he wasn't.
You can pull up Tacitus. You can pull up Pliny the
No,
Younger.
sir. Are they talking about a man that walked on water?
They're talking about a man that
No, no. I
the
want the
Bible is
Jesus.
different.
No,
You
no,
said
no. I want the
Peter,
Jesus that
Paul.
walked on water.
Can you
I
not
don't want no.
can you not
I
interrupt?
don't want some nigga named Jesus, bro.
Can you not interrupt
I
me?
want the nigga that walked on water.
Can you not interrupt me? They wasn't writing the Bible. These guys wasn't writing the Bible, but they wrote about them. They wrote about them from a from the opposite position, not as a follower of Christ. They wrote about him as like one of them was a warrant. There's a warrant that they had out for him. Another one was like a warrant they had out for just Christians, and why they were complaining about Christians that was following after this dude Christ. This was, you know what I mean, to deny Christ is not something that anybody will do. They know that he existed.
Now, you said they had a warrant.
Yeah, he was. They that
Was this a warrant out for a guy that walked on water?
No, they didn't say walk on water, but they called.
Okay, cool.
They said.
What about?
They said
did they say that he fed 2,000 people with 1 loaf of bread and 2 sardines?
They said that he was a magician and he was doing all kinds of magic tricks. They didn't, because this was coming from the enemy's scripture.
I don't want the magic tricks. I want the miracles.
Coming from the enemy's position of Christ. So you want to hear about the walking on the water?
No.
You got to go. You got to go to the actual.
Yes.
You got to go to the part where the Israelites was recording about Christ. They recorded about Christ in the things that they were interested in teaching people or reiterating the message about him.
In the Bible, right?
Yeah, you'll find that in the Bible. But if you want to just find
what's good with you, Asiatic? You jump in whenever.
If you want to find proof that he existed, you can find that in other sources of information outside of the Bible.
Brother X.
Shalom, man. What's going on? That Asiatic?
Yes, sir. Yeah. You know, I just felt a little disturbed when you said "fuck grandmama." You know, because even the scripture tell us to honor your mother and your father that your days may be long. And when you know, coming from an Abrahamic background, you know, I believe in both books. The Quran or in Hadith, when Prophet Muhammad was asked, who should you honor after the Most High, Allah, who should you honor? He said, your mother. And then he was asked again. He said, after you honor your mother, who should you honor? He said, your mother. He was asked again. He said, who should you honor? He said, your mother. And then he was asked again, and he said, your father. So right there, according to reliable hadith, right there next to the Most High, I'm not making up no partners, but we got to honor our mothers and our mothers in particular, as well as our fathers. But he spoke 3 times. So 75% of the honor goes to your mother, you know. So it's you know, that's disturbing, brother, when I hear you. I'm not trying to be funny, you know, but it's disturbing when I hear you just so casually say "fuck grandma."
Well, you know man, I mean? I'm gonna show you like this, man. You can go into the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 31, and it says, "Age is a crown of worship." So you might got me right there, but here's where I'm coming in at. If it be found in the way of righteousness, Big Mama wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, Big Mama, Big Daddy, Big Uncle, Grandmammy, Slappy, Sue, Auntie, Willis, none of these people was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
I don't see
the
how
last
you
generation is the best generation in the last 400 years. It's going to be us. We are the ones that's turning back to righteousness. We the ones that's keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. We the one that's actually willingly taking hold of the covenant without any murmuring and grudgings. Pastor Pork Chop and all them people, they all came from the Big Mama days. Big Mama and them made Pastor Pork Chops. They wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So just sitting around here trying to
whoa. No.
Trying to bulldoze through reality.
No, Europeans made Pastor Pork Chops.
Yeah,
we're not gonna put that on Big Mama.
No, hell no.
Who was cooking them hog mogs? Who cooked them hog mogs?
That's all she had to. That's all.
Nigga, that was the fucking feed your ass.
That's all she had to cook.
Who was cooking them pig feet?
That's all she had to cook.
You sound crazy.
Who was cooking them hog mogs, pig feet, and chitlins?
What the fuck was she supposed to cook?
Who was cooking hog mogs, pig feet, and chitlins?
She had to cook.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't all that she had.
That's what it was.
Big Mama came out. Man, Big Mama been out of slavery.
That's all the European gave us, our mothers, to cook.
Big Mama been out of slavery. Big Mama cooking them
made something out of it, bro.
Big Mama still cooking out of it to this day. Y'all got it
Yeah, you
twisted.
bugging,
Big Mama
bro.
cooking
You
hog
got it
maw.
twisted.
Big Mama, she the one
You
that's
got it
cooking all them
twisted.
pork rinds.
No,
She the
nigga,
one that's cooking that pig feet, pickle pig, coming
Man,
through the
she
door with
made the
pickle pig
best.
feet.
She made the
nah,
best
nigga,
of
don't
what
get too
these demons.
good for your britches.
She made
Big
the best
Mama's
of
the
what
one
these
that's cooking
demons
all them
gave her.
chitlins.
She made the
That's a
best.
fact.
She made the
Big
best
Mama's
of
the
what
one
these
that's
demons gave her.
cooking up all that pig feet.
Yo,
And
bro.
she made it. She
Feeding it to
made
the
it as
kids,
good as
feeding it to the
possible.
man, feeding it to everybody. Nobody told
Yo,
them to go up into that grocery market and buy
yo, bro.
fucking $80 worth of
You
just straight
crazy, bro.
hog.
You crazy.
Nobody told you to
$80.
go up into that
Why?
grocery
Hold
market
on. Why you
and come
think
up out
she
that
would
meat
buy
market
$80 worth of that?
with a meat basket with 75%
Why?
hog?
Why? Why?
Why
Why
what?
you think she did that?
Because she is addicted to pork. She don't keep the commandments.
Oh my
Crazy.
God, bro.
You crazy, bro.
So it has nothing to do with our situation,
No, ain't got shit to do. Man, you ain't gotta buy no pork.
bro.
They still eating
You
it still to
tripping,
this
bro?
day. They teaching our people to eat ham sandwiches still to this day. Big Mama.
Yeah, I'm
Every
Bro,
a,
time
I'm
you
a
stop
look
big.
it.
up,
We
every
we
time you look
barely
up on
even
Thanksgiving,
have
every
Big
time you
Mama.
look up at Thanksgiving, what she
You
got
a
up in
lie.
there? Big old slab of ham for y'all to be sucking on, man. Get up out of here, man. Big Mama is fucking
Hey, bro.
everything up.
Yo,
Hey, bro.
And then
It's gonna be bad for you, bro.
Big
Your
Mama gets to the stage.
transition. I'm not gonna
Hey,
lie to you, bro. Your transition is gonna be hell, bro. I'm telling you.
whatever, man. You guys are talking about the same old shit.
And
We already didn't been there. We
you're
didn't
gonna have
already
to
been there. Big
apologize to
Mama's
Big Mama,
boys.
bro, before you go and serve Jesus. I promise you.
We already been Mama's boys, man. That shit ain't working.
Before you be in the kingdom washing Jesus' feet, you will be apologizing to Big Mama. I
No,
promise you.
no, you just a Mama's boys, y'all. This is a panel of
I
Mama's boys.
promise
Y'all Mama's boys.
Relax,
you.
man.
What did
Stop
Daddy
being a
put on the
racist.
table?
Stop being a
Y'all
Oh,
niggas
bigot.
is
oh,
fucking
oh.
Mama's
Oh,
boys.
wait. What did Daddy put on the table?
I ain't putting no daddy on no pedestal either. Like I
No,
just
no,
said,
no. What did Dad put on the table?
I said age is a crown of worship if it be
No,
found
I'm
in the way
asking
of
you, what
righteousness.
did that you had the whole list of shit that Big Mama was putting on the table in Phoenix. What did Dad put on the table?
He wasn't putting pig feet.
What was he putting on it?
He wasn't the cook.
He was eating. He
What
was
was
eating that
he
shit up.
putting on it? What was he
Money.
then?
He put the money on the table. He went to work and brought the check home, and then
Oh
gave the
really?
money to moms to go to the
Oh
grocery
really?
market and get the
That's
food.
not what history says.
And then she'll go to the store and get the
That's not
food.
what history says.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what happens still to this day.
No.
You go to the store and get the food and come back with a basket full of bullshit.
Damn. This
Yeah.
nigga crazy.
Ooh, that
hey,
nigga said the
hey,
truth.
hey, Blue, you can hear
Ooh,
me?
that nigga said something that we all seen.
Hey,
This
Oops.
dude.
Blue, you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in on that. All our mothers and our fathers was given. We were given the worst things to eat. It wasn't our people's
Yeah.
fault, but in our magnificence and the beauty of our mothers, she was able to make a good meal for her man out of the scraps that the European gave us. That's the facts. Our
We ain't
people
talking about
was
slavery though. We're
hold
not
on,
talking about
brother. Give me 1
slavery though.
second, brother. Give me 1 second. Now, that's the facts. Our people were stripped of the knowledge of not to eat pork, not to eat shrimp, not to eat crab and lobster and all of this. We did have those traditions coming from Africa. Some of us did, but we lost that knowledge. And when our people came here and the Europeans, they gave us the feet off the pig. They gave us the tail off the
We
pig,
know
the
where all this
snout.
comes
No,
from, bro.
no, man, could you let somebody else talk?
But we know
Now
where it
they
comes from.
get okay. Well, let me explain this to my people, to our people, because the shit you coming with is fucked up, bro.
No, it's not. It's the
So,
truth though.
so man, shut the fuck up. Man,
Ain't
our
the truth
people
though?
and our mothers and our fathers
See
were
that
given
look,
that
see
stuff,
now you see
and
how
our mothers
Asiatic
and our
cussing?
fathers,
No, I tell them the truth.
made the best of what
Because
they
that
was
was the
given,
truth.
and the traditions carried over into the diet that we have now.
You
But
trying to excuse
that knowledge, why you want to talk over me,
because you're
brother?
just
Why
trying
don't
to
you talk?
excuse
Why
them.
don't you talk?
All
I'm
you
not
doing is
trying to
making excuses.
no, you man, why
You
don't
can't
you be
debunk what I
quiet,
said
brother,
though.
and let
You
somebody
got a
else talk?
demon on you.
You can't
Yeah,
debunk what I
right.
said though.
You gotta
Nigga is a
stop,
Yeah, I know
man.
4-year-old
everything's wrong with
badass
me.
little kid.
Yeah, I know everything's wrong with me. But y'all niggas over here still pushing the pork
Yeah,
chop.
bro.
Just close your
That
mouth.
spirit of Jesus is
Right?
real. I'm seeing.
Don't try to put. Don't
Shout
try
out to the Democracy Takeover. Appreciate you
what I'm
in
doing
the
on Christ.
building.
Don't try to put what I'm doing on Christ.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all having a little back and forth, but yeah, I just wanted to say that a lot of people act like our ancestors had this perfect Dr. CB. I don't know if you pronounce it Sebi or CB, whatever the fuck. They act like they had that diet, right? And then they want to gaslight black women and say we didn't have a period, without forgetting that without a period, you cannot bear children, or it'd be very difficult to bear children, right? So they push this rhetoric to shame our people, and then they forget that the white man still gave us scraps, like the gentleman, one of the gentlemen on his here said. And then on top of that, while you running your mouth, you're not even keeping in mind that the food now is all bullshit. Even the ones that's so-called healthy, because they add so much chemicals and food in it. Back then, that bullshit food that we was getting, it still was top tier compared to today. No matter where you go into a Whole Foods, you're going to get fucked over with all this goddamn chemicals in the food. It's making black men grow titties. Hold on. It's making black men grow titties, whereas back then, especially in ancient times, the masculinity was unmatched. Men wore makeup and they wore heels because they was gonna kill motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We had warriors back then. Now niggas is getting their nails done and wearing dresses because of the food. Okay, that wasn't happening to our men back then. Now it's war on our people. That's what's important. We have to look at the past and realize that even though they didn't have the best for back then, they still made it out better than we is today. So because you have access to Whole Foods, you're running your mouth, but you don't understand it's more poisonous than that pork from back then.
Damn, cook your ass, nigga.
No, Whole Foods.
Cook your ass.
Whole Foods is come on, man. You can buy organic first and foremost. You can buy grass.
Whole Foods is full of shit. Ain't nothing organic in these fucking market streets.
Don't let that be a trigger word. Let me finish. I want to respond to you in whole. First off, you can actually buy organic grass-fed food. You don't have to buy the food with all the other stuff in it. And then, but ultimately, all you really just did is just try to justify and glaze over those facts that I said. You guys are trying to lighten up the facts, and you guys trying to explain.
But why are you acting like our ancestors had a better diet than we do today? Why are you acting like okay? But the items probably weren't. Hold on.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
You keep trying to say that somebody's deflecting. Nobody's deflecting. You're deflecting.
Hold on. I'll be done in a second. Excuse me. Okay. This food that you're talking about, you don't have to eat it. All right. You don't have to eat it. Secondly, when we come up into today, Big Mama is still feeding all that crap. Still. So regardless of what you're saying, these are still the facts. You guys got to stop trying to glaze over and try to excuse the obvious. Like, this is the stuff that you can't get around. We are being destroyed through Big Mama. Big Mama is the ones that's raising these gay ass kids.
Or is it the white man who destroyed all the food? Even white people is suffering because all the food is fucked up. Okay, all the food is detrimental. They pulling a lot of shit off the shelf that's supposed to be organic and all this other shit. They change the recipes to everything. Everything nasty as fuck because they want to change the recipes to everything. It's just not about just the health issues. They made everything healthy and it's nasty. Now you still don't want to eat it.
Well,
it's stuff like that. So it's like, how is that helping? It's more chemicals in it. Make it make sense. It's everything is more chemicals.
Because your tongue, but your taste buds got used to the artificial flavoring. Other foods.
No, the fuck.
Listen,
it's nasty because they changed the recipe.
They didn't change.
That's why they changed the packaging.
It's just that all these stuff that you eat now has a lot of artificial flavorings in them and maltodextrin.
That's my point. It's more
aspartame. Man, chill out, sis. I'm telling you some real shit. This is aspartame and maltodextrin that your taste buds is hooked to. So now when people give you the organic version of these same foods, you don't even like it anymore because you're so used to tasting.
I never said that. I said those organic foods is full of shit too.
No, they're not.
Everything is seedless. Some food's not natural. But here's the thing, sir. You're missing the point that no matter what era we live in, this is the hand that we was dealt, and you cannot judge people that's been economically displaced for thousands,
Yes.
for hundreds of years now on these American
Yes.
soils,
Yes,
try
you can,
to
when they have
tell us
wealth.
that we're wrong.
Yes.
And then the whole thing about it is there's so much medical fat phobia. That's skinny people that get turned away from being tested for diabetes because they think that based off how their body look, they're healthy. So skinny people is suffering too. You keep making the issue about health, and the issue is that the white man put this filth out here for us to eat, and they're not making it no better.
Everybody can eat the same foods, though.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? You don't have
Put
to
the
eat
onus-
that
put the
food.
onus on the
if you
devil.
wanted to eat, if you don't want to eat as much sugar, then you can actually control.
I cut out sugar, sir. I don't eat sugar. You
That's
don't
what I'm
know who
saying,
you're
but that's
talking
what
to. You're
leads to
talking to a vegetarian.
That's what leads to diabetes is the highest sugars. You know, saying real sweet.
Bro, it's sugar, but that's
if
the
you're,
thing,
if
though.
you're eating a lot of
You talking
processed
about,
sugar, you can cut down on processed
but
sugar. You don't have to eat it.
it's hold on, that's hard. You gotta, first of all, it takes you understanding what sugar is, understanding what all products have sugar in it. Like a lot of people, you make it seem like a lot of them you talking about people with a lack of, most of the time this is people on fixed income.
Glucose.
So yeah, they finna just buy the white bread.
But
They don't
Big
know
Mama-
that it's just
Big
full of
Mama
sugar.
has food
And
stamps.
They
guess
gonna buy the
what?
white bread.
White bread is
Big
way
Mama
more
They finna
cheaper
buy-
than
got
any
food
bread.
stamps,
And hold on.
and these people
Hold on.
give out over
White bread is way cheaper
$1,000
in the
in food
store.
stamps.
I'm sorry, but it's way cheaper. You go to
Yeah.
any
Hey man,
market,
they
I
give over
guarantee you. Hold
$1,000
on.
in food
And you go to
stamps,
any
though.
market, then the fucking bread be at least $1.99 at the
You know how
most.
much money they be
Well,
giving?
where I'm at, because I'm
You know
in
how much money
Baltimore.
they
I
give
can't
Big
be
Mama in
super
food
off.
stamps?
Bro, that's
They give
per
Big Mama
kid,
over
bro.
$1,000.
That's per,
Big
bro.
Mama
That
is
is,
not crunchy
bro.
for money. Big
Hold,
Mama's
hold,
not hard up
hold,
for
whoa,
a
whoa,
meal.
whoa, whoa, bro. Because
Big
you
Mama
sound
ain't hard
silly.
up for a meal.
Hold on, bro. You
Big
sound
Mama be
silly as
getting food
fuck.
stamps where everybody in the
Hold on.
house
You
go
sound
eat.
What do
silly
you
as
got against
fuck.
our grandmothers,
They ain't giving.
man?
Hold
What do you
on,
got
bro.
against
They
our
ain't giving
grandmothers?
Big Mama no fucking food stamps, dumbass
You
nigga.
say,
The
nigga, Big
food
Mm.
Mama
stamps,
been getting food
you
stamps
getting
since
the
the
food
60s,
stamps,
nigga.
you stupid
Big
ass
Mama been
nigga.
getting food
And
stamps
that's
since
how
the
they feed
60s.
you.
Big
You
Mama been
sound
getting food
crazy as
stamps
fuck.
since the 60s.
That'll
Big
make
Mama?
And bro,
I don't know why
the
you guys keep on
stamps
trying to go
is
all
for
the way back to fucking
you.
Yeah, my
Harriet Tubman
grandma
days.
never got no
I don't know why
goddamn
y'all keep
food
trying to go back.
stamps.
I'm not talking about Harriet
That's
Tubman. I'm talking about Big Mama. I'm talking about
I
your
don't know
grandmama.
no
Your grandmama
grandma with
had food
food
Man,
stamps since
this
the
nigga
60s.
sound crazy, bro.
I'm
Yo, you
crazy.
better
I
You
watch
think
make
your
it
we
mouth.
seem
need to
like
stop
niggas.
cooking with salt.
You better watch your
It's
mouth,
too
Your
much
Big
bro.
Mama
fucking
is your
salt. You
Big
ever
Mama
seen black people
never
add
been to the
salt to food?
workforce?
That's the biggest issue to me. High blood pressure.
Yeah,
Yo, you ever seen the way black people just pour salt
especially
on shit?
regular
Now
salt.
that's the issue to me. That shit is nasty.
Yeah,
That shit
how
is
we
from
see
black
it.
men and black women
It's a
though.
panel of all four of y'all, and I'm taking all you guys on single
Yo, you
handedly.
already
Yeah, you
got
got in
pork
front
on
of
your
us.
plate,
It's
then you
Easy.
pouring more
No,
salt on
it's
it. That shit is
that's
disgusting.
why
I
y'all
don't
had
cook
to
with
sit here and try
salt.
to rationalize Big Mama's
Okay.
diet. That's why y'all still rationalizing Big Mama's diet and her choice of buying the food. Try to make it seem like she hard up for cash where she had to buy this cheap ass pork and
She
cook.
what, bro?
No.
What the
No, y'all
fuck
niggas
is
is
wrong with
defending
you?
Big Mama's mistake
Yo, I
still
can't
today,
take
right
it.
now.
Yo, hold on.
Big Mama
Big,
and you
hold on.
guys.
Don't the book
I,
say? Don't the Bible say that our people were destroyed for a lack of knowledge? So how the fuck you gonna hold Big Mama accountable when our people were destroyed for a lack of knowledge?
Because Big
According
Mama
to
got a Bible in her house.
hold on.
Big Mama got a Bible
According,
everywhere she go. Big Mama got a
okay,
Bible everywhere she go. And Big Mama's still sitting around
according
there
to
talking
the
about the
book,
laws is done away with too, like a damn
according
clown.
to the book,
Big
she liked
Mama
to talk.
wasn't,
Wow.
man, Big
She
Mama
liked to
is not
overtalk.
nobody.
She liked to
Y'all better
man,
overtalk
stop
fuck
that.
them
because you don't make
laws.
no
We honor
sense.
our mothers and our fathers, but they, man, we
You
don't put them on no
You just keep
pedestals now.
saying Big Mama because she was
don't,
big,
bro.
but you're not talking about why and stuff like that because they was
Exactly.
giving
Big Mama
scraps to
because
eat.
Big
Exactly.
They've
Mama.
been giving scraps to eat since slavery. They purposely
Speak,
gave us
sister.
scraps, and then
Peace
like
and brother, you got it
like come on,
anytime.
Was your grandmama a slave?
we're not gonna eat like Dr. CB. We're
Was
just
your
not.
grandmother a slave?
You're not getting into who her mom was, how she was raised,
I'm just
nigga.
asking her. I'm not asking her who she was. I'm asking her what was she? Was your grandmama a slave?
I don't think nobody's grandma was a slave, nigga. Quit
So-
asking
Somewhere
that
down
shit.
the line, our
grandmama-
ancestors was slaves. That's my whole
Yeah,
point.
stop
Stop
asking
Your
acting
me
like that.
grandmother
that
That's
was
shit.
not a
stupid as
slave.
fuck
So
what
your
you're
grandmother.
saying.
So your grandmother.
That's not, one of my grandmothers
grandmother had
down
a
my
choice.
bloodline was. Yeah, she was.
Your grandmother had a choice on what food.
Everybody on this panel, are you black? Everybody on this panel had a slave grandmother at some point in their bloodline.
We're not
Stop
saying.
the
We're not
bullshit. You're
saying.
deflecting.
We're not going
You're
to say the word
deflecting. I'm
grandmother
not
applies
talking
to
about my
every.
grandmother. I'm talking
We're not
about
talking
my
about
whole
the word
bloodline,
grandmother that's
sir.
applying to
Because I care
everybody.
about my
Yeah,
ancestors,
you
and
playing.
you
We're talking about
obviously
grandmother
don't.
You
as the
try to
I'm
mother
pick
talking
out
figure.
about
one
the
Big Mama.
whole motherfucking thing, and you talking about half of it. I don't don't do no halves.
We just
Okay.
talking about grandmother as in the word is.
And you
as
trying to
described.
find one big mama, nigga. That's what
Like,
you
I'm
trying
You
to
talking
want
do.
to
about
A
uplift your
convenient one.
white ancestors that's eating broccoli with no seasoning on it. Fuck out of here.
Your ass ate good
when I
growing
said
up,
when I
nigga.
said
You
grandmama, just talking
playing,
about mother's
bro.
mama.
Yo.
You can't rep Hebrew Israelites like
You
that,
was
man.
blessed to eat that way,
You
bro.
can't rep.
Like for
You can't
real.
represent, you can't represent Hebrew Israelites like that, bro.
Man, I ain't did
Because
nothing
you,
wrong.
because
He was
no,
mad because he wanted
you
to eat
can't
some
rep it.
unseasoned broccolini when
I
he was
literally
in
just
town.
said, "Hey man,
That's what you
Big Mama
sound like.
wasn't all that."
You said
Especially
you
when
was.
you
You
guys
sound
are
like you was
you're on
mad because you
here
wanted to
on
eat
a
kale
panel.
chips and
Hold on,
shit.
let me get something straight with Asiatic. You're on a panel with a dude that's trying to trump Christ with Big Mama, and you think that I'm not going to sit here and have a response, and then you're going to try to say that I can't represent Israel? You don't know what the fuck I'm even doing up here.
You don't.
I'm
Jesus
literally
was
letting this
mad.
nigga know that
You
Jesus
Christ,
don't.
not real. He never
Christ
walked this
completely
earth.
You're
overrides
not
Big Mama.
disrespecting our grandmothers. You're not
Christ, hey,
disrespecting
hey
our
There
man,
was
no,
grandmothers.
keep
hundreds of
disrespecting
Christ-like
Christ,
figures
nigga.
before white
Fuck
people made
What
him
was
up.
what was his
Talking about
title?
grandmamas
he's
over
Jesus.
Christ,
Talking
nigga.
about
What
some
was it?
Yahshua.
I didn't say you
Nigga,
put
you
your
ain't gonna get
grandmother
into
over Christ.
your grandmama
What
can't
was
get you
his
into the kingdom.
What was his title? What
Your
was his
grandmama
title?
can't get you into the kingdom.
What was his title?
Nigga,
Son
what was
of
he
who?
talking about?
Mary.
That's what he's saying.
He was son of Mary.
What was he talking about?
One of his honorifics is son of Mary,
But what was
of
he
his
talking about?
mother,
Son,
He was
of
saying
his
you
that
need to
Big
mother.
have
Mama.
a daddy, nigga.
You don't got
He was
no
saying
right.
that Big
You don't got
Mama
no. You don't
is
even
real.
understand
Listen
the
to your
book.
Big Mama
You don't
over
understand.
Christ, because Christ wasn't real, and I'm
You don't
proving to him
understand the
where the
book. That's the
conversation went into.
problem.
No, because Tacitus and
You got a
Pliny the
weak
Younger, and there's
understanding.
there's
You
other
got a weak
writers
understanding
that
of
wrote
Hebrew.
about Christ.
You got a weak understanding of Arabic. You don't understand these
Nigga, I have
languages.
no
That's
understanding of
why you
Arabic.
render
No, listen,
so
I
weak.
got no understanding of
Because
Arabic,
you
and I
because
have
you're a
no
fool.
interest in it.
You're a fool.
But I have no.
That's where
No,
Hebrew.
I'm not a
That's
fool
where
because I don't
Hebrew
know a
comes from.
language.
That's
That
what
doesn't make me
Hebrew
a
Want to
fool
comes
eat
because
from.
I don't
kale,
know a
yo.
language that my people don't speak.
You're a fool.
That doesn't make me a fool because I don't know a language that my people don't speak.
Well,
And
if his
unseasoned mashed
title,
potatoes.
That's like saying you're a fool because you don't know Mandarin.
if
You
his
don't know
honorific,
Mandarin, so that makes you a
if,
fool.
if his honorific is through
No,
his
no,
mother,
no, no. If
how you
nobody
going to
speaks
sit up
Mandarin
here
around
and
us
teach our
and I
people
don't know
to
Mandarin,
disrespect our
how does that
mother?
make me a fool?
We
If
all
his
speak in English. You
honorific,
talk about Mandarin.
if his honorific is through his mother, how you
No,
going to sit up here and tell
listen.
our people
You said
to
I don't know
disrespect
anything
our mother?
about the Islamic language,
You don't
and
know
that makes
nothing
me a
about
fool.
the Torah, the
But
Injil,
none of our
or the
people know
Quran.
the
None of
Islamic
it.
language.
You don't know nothing about none of it.
I don't need to. I'm not. You're right. I'm not interested in knowing Arabic.
I wish I learned every
You
language
I
don't
don't
know
to be
nothing.
on
believe that
some
You
I'm an
don't know
dumbass
Arabian.
nothing
I
shit.
about
wish I
Hebrew,
learned every
bro.
language. I don't give a fuck
You don't know
about
nothing about
communicating to an
Hebrew.
Arabic.
You
It's
don't
not
know
about
nothing
that. It's
about
about
Not
Hebrew.
interested.
divulging the
Listen,
text.
listen. Not interested. I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
not
live
a
my life. I'm
scholar,
gonna keep on
sir.
pushing
That's
too.
why.
I'm talking about, and I'm not even gonna miss not 1 minute of sleep for not
Because
knowing
you're
Arabic. I
not
just
a
don't even give a
scholar.
fuck.
So you
Listen,
don't care
inside my
about
heart, I can
furthering
literally
your
tell you, I can
knowledge.
reach deep down and feel it too. I'm like, no, there ain't nothing there. I just don't even give a fuck. I don't care. Who
Nigga,
gives a fuck?
you have an agenda too. So, I
No, I'm
mean,
just
you're a
being real
he.
honest. I don't give a fuck about knowing
I mean,
Arabic.
like, I don't have a
The nigga
religion,
called
so
me a
that's,
fool for not knowing Arabic. And I'm
sir.
gonna just sit here and say, you
No,
know what?
I
I don't give
call
a
you a
fuck about
fool
knowing Arabic.
for disrespecting our mothers
I
when
still don't give a fuck
Jesus,
about knowing
when his
Arabic.
honorific
Big
is
Mama
through
was a
his
pork
mother.
eater. Big Mama
His
was eating that
honorific
pork.
is through his mother.
Big Mama, and still to this day, Big Mama's
You
raising
don't
them
you
faggots.
don't understand that. I don't know
Still to
who's
this day,
talking.
Big Mama's raising them faggots.
You know, it's on
Damn,
the
this
people who
nigga
taught
is
you.
That's
a
where, listen, ain't nobody learn how to put on makeup
fucking
and doing all
bigot.
that shit, but from women.
Hey, where do you descend from?
Women is teaching men
So, hey, hold
how to
on.
be
Men
like
won't make up
women.
first before women did, but okay.
Hey, where you, Battle Axe?
Women teaching
Where's your
men.
bloodline coming from? Where do you descend from?
I don't know. What the fuck you mean by that?
I thought is Hebrew a bloodline?
Like, what do you mean by that?
Is being a Hebrew in your blood? Is that
So you know where what I already come from. Why would you ask me
I'm
then?
oh no, this is for you to confirm.
I'm just asking you. If you already know that I'm a
So
Hebrew, then
are
why
you
would you
teeter
ask me?
tottering back and forth between being just coming
I'm
from
just trying to figure out
Africans?
why would you ask me a question that you already have
Because
the
I'm trying to
information
figure
on.
out if you're teeter tottering between descended from Africans or descended from or is Hebrews separate from being an African. I'm just lost because it would make sense on why all the big mamas hate because you just a self-hating ass nigga.
There's no big mama hate.
Are you a self-hating nigga? Yes or no?
No, I'm not a self-hating nigga.
So do you descend from West or West Central Africa? Your family or no? Yes or or no?
We lived over there for a while. Yeah,
For
Yo,
a
Battle Axe.
while. What the fuck?
we lived over
Yeah,
there for a while. That was a place that was set up.
Wait.
Yeah,
Before
he's a
you was in
self-hating
Spain, you was
nigga.
in
Battle
Spain
Axe.
before that.
We was in Spain before that.
Yeah, I know. That coon ass shit. That's what I be saying, man. Shit is
But
insane.
our actual homeland is in Africa.
Y'all niggas hear this shit?
Our homeland is in Africa.
They always talking that Spain shit.
No, we been in Spain.
Stop saying
Disclaimer.
that.
Disclaimer,
I don't know
family.
why
Nothing,
you why
nothing
you got a
he's
problem with
saying
us saying that
about
we've
our
been in
mothers
Spain?
is
Why you got a problem
applicable
with us being
in
in
the
Spain?
Quran,
Stay
Bible.
in Africa,
None of
nigga.
it.
No,
None of
no,
it.
I'm down with Africa
Stay
too.
your
Home
ass
is
in
Africa.
nigga.
But we used to occupy Spain.
Stay your ass in West Central Africa. That's it.
That
Cut
is
that
where we're gonna
Spain
stay.
shit out.
But we use Spain. We talk about Spain because we
You
can
can't
prove.
pinpoint to know
Just
if
let
you
me
were
just
one of
say
the
this
million.
though. We only talk about Spain because we can prove that.
You can't determine if you were one of the million niggas
Hold on,
that
brother.
went to
Just chill
Spain.
out real quick. Just chill out. We use
I
Spain
just said
because
my
we can
point.
prove that the people that was living on the western banks of Africa were black and they were Jews.
No.
That's what we use Spain for. We're not trying to claim the territory of Spain. I don't care
know,
about
bro.
Spain.
Battle Axe, you
You keep
ignorant.
trying to make the
Snake.
Africans Hebrews, nigga.
No. We're making the Hebrews African. The Africans can stay African.
I'm done.
If you want to be an African, you want to claim that you just a Maasai, I'm cool with that too. I don't care what you want to be. I'm just gonna say this though. I know for a fact
What the
that
fuck?
the Israelites, the Hebrews, they were in Africa.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah. Nah, it ain't none of that.
yeah,
You ain't gonna be able to do
your
that.
judgment's clouded on what you want to be.
No, I know through the Bible that the
Battle
Israelites,
Axe. What make you say
mark
my
my word.
side? What make you say my side, bro?
because that's
What
just
make
a
you
Why
say
did
my
the
side?
Bible make you
common
be
tribe
mad
that
at
everybody
Big
knows
Mama?
about.
What
That's
you
a
say
common
my
tribe
side
that
for?
everybody knows
That's a
about.
It seems
fact.
like
And
I can mention the Falashas, but people wouldn't know what I'm talking about. So when I
Bro,
say
stop that, bro. That shit don't work on
you
me,
gotta
nigga.
acknowledge all
I
the
know more
Christ-like
shit.
figures that
I
came
just said
before
my
this
side,
Jesus
I
that
can't
the
get through
white
all of that.
man
There's
gave
over
us.
1,000.
You
There's
have
over
to
1,000.
acknowledge
Sir,
who is them people.
There's
sir,
over
I
Who
know
is them
more
Christ-like
information
figures that
than
came way
I
before
forgot more
Jesus?
information than you
There's over
know.
1,000
Who is them
Bro, that
Israelites.
shit
people? They
don't work
just
for
don't.
me, nigga.
They just not real. Who lied about? Like somebody lied about them. Like who is them?
Who's not real?
They not real.
Who?
So only the white man know about Christ. And
About
our
who?
indigenous cultures had nothing to do with knowing about Christ already. The white man gave us the idea of Christ because we had our own idea of Christ consciousness. And you adapting to it is just gross as fuck. Let the Bible up.
There's no way. Listen, there's no way for us to have learned Christ from them. We didn't even know the language. We didn't even have the same.
Also, you think black people didn't know shit. See, I'm going on
I'm just,
mute. Go ahead
no,
and
we knew
expose it.
the whole
That's
thing.
exactly what it
I'm
is.
saying that the white folks, when they came over to Africa, they didn't
They
have.
saved us.
There was a communication barrier. We didn't know the language.
Oh, so you think white people? Oh, okay. So
Thank
if you
God
telling
for
the
Christ.
truth, that's what y'all believe. That y'all believe that we just was ignorant before the white man came.
I don't know why
No.
you try to put words in my
But
mouth.
we didn't worship any Christ-like figures. Okay.
Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Nah, you ain't denying it.
Like you just now did that whole conversation. That was a one.
Wow.
You did that whole thing.
So
Battle
you
Axe.
have
I don't even
came
know why you
across
so cool.
information about the other Christ before the white man gave us that white man.
Still a one-sided conversation.
Okay.
Know what's going on?
Yeah,
Listen,
because
in
you was
15
actually you went
minutes, you
through
have to
Legba before
understand
you was going through Christ or
that the
Jesus.
most
Conversation.
that Christ-like
still
figure,
don't know what's
What's
going on.
going on?
the white man had whitened them up in all in all indigenous pantheons. Okay, so you can't sit here and act like they didn't have a part in it, that we didn't have our own forms of worship, like well, not worship, but like partnerships with most of these
Right.
Okay, we're not really supposed to be worshiping anything. Okay, that's worship is something that the white man had brought to us. They didn't know what that was.
First and foremost.
And so people have a misunderstanding. Hold on. People have a misunderstanding and think that we don't believe in the Most High. Think that we don't believe in just one God.
You can
These
go right
entities,
to
hold
Brazil.
on. These
Battle Axe,
entities
goddamn.
that we've
Chill
been
out.
working with, that's from our indigenous culture, that is familiar to us. we form partnerships with them, and then we do a trade-off with them. But you don't understand that's secret because the white man hide it. That's why it's called the occult. That's all the occult means is hidden knowledge. Okay.
Anyways, when you said about there is no religions, and that's something that the white people came up with, you can go and see right now in the Amazons, there's people that has never even had any contact with the modern world or anybody. These people are still living.
They're blessed.
Like let me finish.
They're blessed.
Let me finish. They're not fucking black. First,
I never said they was black. I said they were blessed.
They're not blessed.
They're blessed. They're lucky.
Yeah, they are.
Listen, man.
They're
able to
lucky.
still be themselves. They're blessed.
Yes,
Man, I wish
that's
y'all knew
how
what
we're
I'm
supposed to.
saying.
You're supposed to put your feet in the fucking earth.
You're not gonna
But
allow
you're
me to.
scared because
Alright, you know what?
you forgot when we lived like that. You want the white man to put
Niggas caught up
shoes
in the
on.
wrong shit.
Hey, that's we can use the air conditioning. You're weird.
And
You
shalom,
need an
y'all.
exorcism.
Shalom, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
these
hey,
niggas
Big
caught up
Mama
in the
done
wrong
fucked y'all
shit.
up.
You need an exorcism, nigga.
And you throw these
You
niggas
gotta
in
get Jesus
backwards.
up out of you.
Oh man, bro.
These dudes is losing it, man. Like Big Mama, god damn, bro.
That's
And then
Stop
they want to
lying
try to
on us,
make it
man. We
seem
believe
like
in God and all this other shit. We believe in multiple gods and shit like that. Y'all put that on us. Y'all try to make us
right.
worship. No, God is not an asshole. He not really. He don't really care. He just created everything. He cool. Stop trying to force it on him.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Battle Axe getting fucked up. Oh, that
Yeah,
nigga
man, he
left.
done lost.
That nigga left.
Yeah, man.
That nigga got fucked
I
up. What
mean,
you
you already the demon came over. The dude just started cussing out Big Mama. For Jesus' sake, like you gotta be losing it.
Yo.
That's why I tell people the Olmecs put alcohol in their booty hole and shit like that. People act like Africans are the only one doing weird shit. I said all indigenous people did weird shit. So we still doing weird shit.
Hold on, you
It's
said
men growing, it's men being born with titties on their fucking chest. What are you talking about? You don't know what's going on in the community.
Wait, what you say about the Olmecs?
Olmecs used to put alcohol in their booty. They used to put wine in their booty holes. They act like so. A lot of people that's Aboriginal, they act like the Aboriginals over here was just so perfect and they wasn't doing weird shit. Like no, they was doing weird shit just like the Africans was. Stop trying to make it seem like motherfuckers was bad at talking about some African booty scratcher. That shit's weird because I listen to the history.
He don't even study the Bible really, because if you study it, when Jesus was on the cross, it wasn't nothing but women around him. That's who sat there until the end with him. They don't even study the he don't study the text. I can't put that on everybody, but I believe in some in some way like Hebrew Israelite persuasion. But the problem with a lot of these brothers is they don't study the language. They don't study what's going on, who stayed with him. His honorific title comes through his mother. That's one of his honorifics, son of Mary. So apparently the mother is of value. They don't study the Quran and the Torah in concert. So they missing pieces of the puzzle because she got a whole chapter in the Quran. You know what I mean? So they know that they know that the book is rooted in Afroasiatic, which is basically a sister language of Hebrew and Ge'ez and Cushitic. All of those is in one family. You know, they can't demonstrate that. That's brutally obvious when we're looking from a linguistic point of view. All that both of these texts come from a central language, the Afroasiatic language, phylum. They don't demonstrate that, and it's coming through. Jesus comes through a feminine line. That's why his title is honorific, is son of Mary. The Battle Axe, is misrepresenting, in no way does he represent what those texts represent in reference to black women. I just want to make that clear. Pardon me.
Hey, let me say this, man. I know Battle Axe did not just run out of here because people was talking while he was talking. I know that nigga did not just say, man, I can't do this. I gotta
That's what he said.
Bro, come on, bro. Like
I put myself on mute.
like that shit fucked me up. I'm like, out of all people to storm off of the panel because people talking while he talking. Battle Axe talking about I ain't doing this. Come on, like that's crazy, bro. Like y'all niggas need some form, like really some form of self-awareness. Fuck the Bible. I don't even think niggas is there yet. I don't even think niggas is at biblical conversations yet. Niggas ain't even aware of their own fucking movement. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas ain't got no problem sounding like whole assholes, operating ass backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then trying to have like intelligent contextual conversations. Nah. Niggas was just sitting there like when other motherfuckers was trying to speak on this whole panel, this nigga was interjecting every opportunity he got. And then stormed off when a motherfucker was talking over him. That shit is crazy, bro. I was just listening. Right. Like, what the fuck does that like? Come on, Battle Axe.
He talking about something. I would say Fulani, but he don't know what that means. What, nigga? You know who you talking to? Like, what, bro? You're like, that shit don't work on me, bro. Like, you just projecting that you don't know too much. You trying to
and to be for real, bro, like I think like the one thing about self-hate, you know what I mean, is when you tell a nigga that's what they doing, you feel me? They embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk to people that's already okay with saying the shit that these niggas be saying about black people. Like grandma is the one turning y'all into faggots.
Yeah,
where does that come from?
Yeah, there too many black. I don't know what the fuck.
This nigga said grandma is the one turning y'all into faggots.
Yeah, bro.
Excuse my language.
When Granakashi was cooking him on
like,
the
what?
processed food and what they doing with.
But hold on. Like let's. I want to sit with that, right? Grandma is the one turning these little boys in. Grandma is teaching little boys how to put on makeup. It's a lot of tropes, you know what I'm saying, in black community that people could play on, that they try to, you know what I'm saying, like pigeonhole into meaning like homosexuality, right? Like single mothers cause homosexuality because they're women raising boys, that type of shit.
Right.
But you got to be a different type of fucked up ass individual to blame grandma.
And then in the white community complain about it as well. Like on TikTok, it's a lot of that. Like they complained about it as well. Like because in all races of people, you have the men leaving. It's predominantly the men leaving because men usually don't care because it's mother's baby's father maybe in each one. So it's just like, child, stop doing that. Stop trying to make it our fault or whatever. And the whole world is progressive in this nature. And you mad? Go fight the white man. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do it. Oh, talk about you waiting on
the white man ain't the enemy though. Apparently, grandma the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Crazy,
that's the whole problem.
I didn't even think of it like that.
Power to the dark side, Amari.
That's why I really be like, bro, I really started using the term YouTube niggas. I really started using that term because that's the only way I could be like, where would, in what world, you feel me? Like is this shit considered like somebody like in person, right? Like I be hearing certain shit like, I know you didn't say that out loud to nobody in your real life before you came on the internet and said it. You couldn't have. Right? Like you couldn't have like really looked at somebody else and said, yo, I think this. And then that motherfucker was like, thumbs up. And then you hopped on the internet and did it.
I think that happens too much.
It ain't no way, it ain't no way in the world, bro. Like and what it is, if we're being honest, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us come to YouTube to find spaces to communicate with like-minded people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so what happens is
shout out Westside Rider.
All of the shit that niggas can't get off in their real life, because like either don't nobody give a fuck, or if they said it, niggas would be like, bro, what the fuck are you on? You know what I'm saying? They come to YouTube and say
he sounded mad because he wanted unseasoned food. That's what he sounded like.
but I mean, but that's what I'm saying. With them, it's just like, it's like there is a it's like a badge of honor. You know what I mean? Like when your religion teaches you that the world is gonna persecute you regardless of what you do, so stand fast. When you give niggas real criticism, you know what I'm saying, like valid things to think about, they already just put that in a, oh, this is what God said was gonna happen. Yeah, so I'm gonna just stand strong. You feel me? Like like God told me that these niggas were going. I mean, even when I was a Christian, bro, I felt like, I mean, I am a Christian, but like even when I was like in the church, when I was in the church like that, you feel me? I was like, I would think about like what it meant to be able to like sacrifice yourself for God, right? Because it meant like, because like the idea was, I forget where, like I was a kid and I forget where I read this shit, but it was like if like somebody, like if you was about to be killed, right, and like somebody told you to denounce God, if you refused to denounce God and they killed you, you automatically went to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yep. Sick
That
shit.
was like that's the type of like you got to think about that. Niggas talk about Black Lives Matters indoctrination. We indoctrinated by Democrats. We indoctrinated by liberals. We're indoctrinated by, but niggas will straight up tell you that I believe what like. I'm not listening to you. You know what I'm saying? Because God told me that people like you are going to try to tell me that I'm wrong.
Tell me not. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
My God.
and that's why it's like really since I've been over here, it's really like, how do you converse with somebody like that? Like how do you have an intellectual conversation where when it get to the baseline, a motherfucker gonna tell you God said so?
It always ends with emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even call that emotion. Like I think that's indoctrination. You know what I mean? Like it can't, like we can't have, like if when niggas are more willing to blame black people, like I think like the biggest failure of like the Israelite doctrine is like the concept of the curses, and that we have to endure. You know what I'm saying? As black people, we have to endure more because we supposedly God's chosen people, or some of us, even though we don't know who the some of us that are Israelites, and some of us are, we don't know that, but like, okay, all black people got to go through the bullshit though. You feel me? And it's like, that's how, because the same nigga that'll tell you that God put the curses on us to tell you that white supremacy don't exist. You know what I'm saying? I tell you that y'all niggas focus too much on racism. That type of shit. You know what I mean? Not understanding that when you tell yourself that what's happening to me is because I'm black and God said so. You know what I mean? There's no greater form of like self-hatred. But trying to convince niggas of self-hatred is counterproductive, because they already, like, the world that we already live in is innately anti-black. So since the world that we live in is anti-black, if niggas could get another level of anti-blackness and they understand it, it's all bad. You feel me? Like, you just go through YouTube and listen to how many panels it's a nigga on there saying, man, this is what's wrong with black people. Right? Like, it's like niggas could build whole channels. Like the funny thing about it, it's a video of Kevin Samuels that was like, he was like, before he blew up, you know what I'm saying? When he was doing videos in his car, he was like, man, if I made content, you know what I'm saying, like saying this about black women and saying this about black women, my page would blow up. But he said he wasn't. He was like, I ain't gonna do that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick to the content I'm making, which was just like regular black shit content, right? Somebody must have told him like, nah, nigga, you feel me? Go that direction. And that's why so many niggas that when they defend Kevin Samuels, that's willing to overlook all the anti-black woman shit, right? All the misogynoir, just to be like, but he was saying a positive message.
Fact,
you can't
that's
say
my
a
cousin
positive.
do.
Yeah, you can't say a positive message that's steeped in anti-blackness.
Yeah, I tell my cousin all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't on one hand say like 80% of black women are da 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 da. You know what I mean? Whatever. Because like, I don't really listen to that nigga, but I know he would say shit like that. Right? And then turn around and say, oh, but it's for the benefit of the black. It don't work like that, bro. If we like, the one thing black people need more than anything else is fucking compassion from ourselves, because we don't get it from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, Motherfucking what happened in, like, you know, you got the tragedy in Texas. You feel me? But then what happened in Buffalo, motherfuckers was questioning, well, was it a hate crime? Do you call that a hate crime? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of shit, those are the type of circumstances we got to deal with. People look at our suffering and justify the shit, make excuses for it. Jason Whitlock, bitch ass, I don't know if y'all know who that is. Blue, I'm sure Blue know who Jason Whitlock is.
Who is that?
He was a sports writer, but now he's a sports writer turned conservative commentator.
Okay.
This nigga, so y'all heard that the police was bullshitting when that shooter was in that elementary school, right? Like they stood outside for an hour.
Oh no, I'm not familiar with the story.
Ice actually went in there and killed that nigga. It wasn't the police. You know what I'm saying? Ice showed up and did it. The police stood outside.
Okay.
And so it's a lot of people criticizing. They stood outside for an hour, keeping parents from going in there, but they weren't going in there themselves. This nigga Jason Whitlock said that the reason why those officers delayed going into that school to save them kids is because people protested George Floyd. Nah, specifically, he was like people look at people like George Floyd as heroes, and so the real heroes don't act when we support the people that's not real heroes or some shit like that.
What the fuck?
Yes, bro. Like, yeah, that nigga straight up said real heroes don't act when the public support like people like George Floyd and call them heroes.
Wow,
that
so
was his justification.
Fuck you. It was like fuck you.
Nah, they wasn't saying fuck up. They were saying fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it like and what's fucked up is that the first thing that if you listen to what everybody said, the first thing they was like is like, don't politicize it. It's a tragedy. Don't politicize it. It's a tragedy. But this nigga brings up George Floyd as a way to justify why the police didn't act when they should have.
You know, I'm disappointed in him, bro, because I thought he had got better. It seemed like because when I first he had got his YouTube show, nigga. You know, he got his own YouTube show one day, and it sounded like he was like one day saying some like
Blue. What?
He started his a clip or something. Yeah, because I know he was always cool. He was like super aggravating against LeBron protesting.
He started the show to further coon, bro.
Oh man.
He got that show to further coon, bro. Oh yeah, one of the biggest AI haters.
Any nigga hating on AI, you already know they kind of got some coon in them, just a little.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like, but I bring him up as an example to show, like, nigga, like we live in an era now where anti-blackness amongst black people is at an all-time high, and that's because we so like with us living in like this modern society and niggas looking at it like, we can do this and we can do that. Like the immediate threat of racist violence ain't like what it used to be. You know what I mean? So that's why you got more people that's black conservatives. You got more people that's pushing back against the concept of white supremacy and racism. It's because niggas is like the ways that domination and control look in 2020 don't look like it did in 1940, 1920, in the 1800s, even in the 60s. Once they realize, we ain't gotta kill their heroes, we just gotta cut them a check.
You fooling.
You know what I'm saying? Once they realize, when they do all that shit, shake their hand, man. Malcolm X ain't listen. If we would have just kept putting Malcolm X on CBS, NBC, ABC,
nothing would have happened.
What?
We wouldn't even have had to. Yeah,
we wouldn't have had to get rid of. We wouldn't have had to get rid of him. He would have became normalized.
Khaled was the realest leaders we had.
Khaled, they wasn't fucking with Khaled. They wasn't fucking like Khaled. He wasn't.
Khaled was the two realest niggas.
That nigga, bro. If you too black for the NOI,
I got Khaled tatted on me. I might get Malcolm next.
But nah, if you too black for the NOI, bro, like they kicked your black ass at the NOI, you that pro
Try to
black.
tell you, bro. Rest in peace to the two greatest niggas of all time.
Yeah. I mean, them two of the goats, but that's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the two. But those are the two things they use against black people. You feel me? Like, especially like calling black people anti-Semitic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that. Like that's a very new and unique weapon that they utilize. They tried to put that shit on LeBron James because he quoted a rap lyric type shit.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you've been seeing, but the last few synagogue ordeals that have happened, like mass shootings at synagogues, and then black dudes, and then Hebrews. Like, what is y'all niggas doing, bro?
Oh, it was the Hebrews that did that.
Yeah, it's been like the last 3 that didn't happen or 4, bro.
I know it was that one that was in New York with the Hebrew dude when Johanna.
And then it was one in Texas. It was like one or two. No, it was 2 in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
That's crazy. Like niggas.
And then it was another one in like Pittsburgh, I think, or somewhere in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's so many you can't keep up. That's what I'm saying. It's like weird.
Crazy.
Way too many. But niggas will tell you come out and tell you it's because you cursed. Fuck out of here, bro. What's up though, Scheme, bro? What's up with this? You know what I'm saying? We about to have a deadline with these topics, bro. Y'all figure y'all's out blues?
I'm thinking he left a message that said he'll accept if the Bible is anti-African. I specifically wanted to do it anti-African spirituality, but I think in a way you can't separate the two if I do it right. So I don't know. I'm debating on that part. I want to kind of build with him on it and just see.
I was about to say, Domo, we could do my aunt versus Jesus.
Yeah, all right. What you mean though? My aunt versus Jesus is like the ideology.
Yeah, you could have.
I'm gonna tell you my argument right now, bro.
All right, I'm listening.
My aunt is about balance, right?
Truth, justice, harmony.
Yeah, things being even.
Yes, essentially the law of justice.
Jesus is about sacrifice. That means giving more for the greater good than you may receive in turn.
Okay. Yeah,
that's not the same thing.
I disagree with that because Jesus won't put you in a worse position in life. But
that's the thing though.
It's too many like niggas you can use, against Jesus, but I don't think my guy is a good example.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I said I had a long talk with one of my OGs about that title, and I told him I was not feeling it because I wanted you to take the whole Bible. And once we had a long talk, he made it real clear to me that this was a title that I think I'm slipping on. So I said, okay, I'll go back and talk to the brother. And here I am. So, we can do the...
You talked to Chris, told you that he could prepare you to win this debate?
I would call Chris, I would call him my OG instead of saying I talked to Chris.
What about Papa Legba? Papa Legba?
You said who?
Papa Legba.
Who Papa Legba?
Yeah, from the Voodoo pantheon. The one who at the crossroads.
Yeah, Eshu or Legba.
Yeah, Eshu or Legba. Papa Legba. Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Well, Papa Legba is more like a American folktale, but Legba is he's pretty much like Christ. That's who you go through.
Yes, the crossroads.
He opens the gate.
Well, I have to do some.
That's where you're supposed to remove. You still supposed to remove your spell work at the crossroads if you really wanted to work. Even more. I mean, you don't have to because all spell work is different, but.
Well, I
wouldn't do Jesus versus Legba. I would do Jesus versus Legba. I do Jesus versus my aunt though.
No.
Yeah, because that's how you.
No.
He
It's
got
not the same, sir.
Well, I would like to clear one thing up.
Is that your
You can do ISIS against the Virgin Mary, something like that, but you cannot do Maya against Jesus. It's not the same. Jesus is a masculine energy, and then and Maya is feminine. Like, come on now, that doesn't make no sense.
Well,
is this the one that always cuss us out?
When Asiatic came through talking about, I said F grandma or F big mama, never even said it. Y'all can run it back all you want,
bro.
So y'all gonna have.
I was talking about when. Nah, that's a different, bro. That's a different Yahoo. That's a Yahoo that be over with Judah.
Oh, okay. Shout out to you.
That ain't suffering succotash.
I wasn't getting cussed out, bro. That didn't cuss me out. Fuck you.
Yeah. At least I don't think it is, because I think I heard him speak. But nah, what we was responding to, what you did say though, Battle Axe, is you did say grandma is the one that's turning niggas into faggots.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not retracting anything I said.
No, you don't have to. We don't expect you to. And we actually said that you wouldn't retract.
But when they're trying to respond off of me saying "fuck grandma," that is a lie. I never said it, and they built the whole argument off of that.
When you say grandma's creating these F words, I ain't gonna say that word too much more. But when you say grandma's creating that, you are saying fuck grandma.
But no, that's just what you get in. But those are your words. You got to make sure that's happening.
Right, but it's just like hold on. But those are your. That's the point though. You see how I'm saying you saying fuck grandma, and you're saying grandma created these F words. That's the point. Those are just your words.
No. I'm saying a fact. I'm not coming up with an opinion.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. It ain't even nothing close to fact.
These are facts. Okay.
Hey, Battle Axe, you don't even sniff facts, bro.
Let's be
for real. You don't even sniff
how many
facts.
Of these kids? How many black kids are being raised in single parent households?
So what?
No. How many though?
Being raised in a single parent household don't make you gay.
But so what is the numbers though? Do you know the facts?
So what, bro? Like we're talking about who's making black.
Sir, the U is only 3% of gay people in the whole entire world. It's only increasing because people putting this out in the media. Shut the fuck up.
But this is what they do though. This is what he do though.
See how you guys can't go through this step by step though.
No, it ain't no step by step.
Me, and you gotta pass me up. But when I ask you a question,
let's do it. When
I ask you a question,
let's have the conversation.
Gave me the answer.
Hold on, no. Let's have the conversation. Hold on, Blue. Let's have the conversation. I'm saying that. I'm responding to you. I'm responding to you.
Do you know how many?
No, bro, you don't get to dictate the conversation, bro.
Parent households.
You don't get to dictate what I answer.
Do you know how many
what you asking? You don't get to dictate to me, bro.
I'm asking you a question. Do you
know how many I think that's a
raised in single parent households, Domo? Do you? Do you know the percentage?
Bro, that's a ridiculous question.
70%.
That's a ridiculous question.
So why won't you just give me the fucking answer then? If you want to have a conversation, then do it.
Because no, bro, having the conversation.
This is how you conversate. Somebody
having the
no, it's not. No, it's not.
And then you
fucking answer it.
No, it's not. That's not how conversation works. No, that's not how conversations work.
So if I walk up to you and ask you a question, you're not supposed to respond?
This ain't how conversations work. You keep asking stupid questions.
I asked you one fucking question. So
you just asked me another one though. Is this not how conversations work? You keep asking dumb questions.
How many black kids
you keep asking dumb questions.
You so mad at your black ass mother, like whatever.
No. Look. I got it though. It's as simple as this.
Just because your mother, because your black ass mother wasn't shit, you got trying to project it on other people.
Hold on. Because fuck this shit now. Since he ain't trying to have the conversation,
cooperation, and we can get far.
Nah, bro. No, bro.
All this shit right here ain't gonna make the conversation progress.
You're not having no conversation.
You're not asking you a question.
You're not. I don't give a fuck about your question.
I know that's what I'm saying. So that's not a conversation then. With the person that says I don't give a fuck about your
because
question,
you're asking a ridiculous
question.
Now
trying to have an argument. He's no longer trying to have a conversation.
Bro.
You're trying to turn this into an argument right off the bat.
Listen.
This is so pathetic.
Listen. This
Why are you
and
acting
this
like
is why
This
you
is
are
pathetic.
this is why you
Your
a whole
grandmother
ass.
was a
No, man,
deadbeat.
listen, hey man, listen.
That's what it
No.
was.
Fuck all y'all.
All right,
You
get
Your
guys are
grandmother
move
was
on.
a
your mama's boys.
Dip. So we can have a
You
conversation.
did not get no
Go
dip
ahead,
up, sir.
wine and dip, and we got a conversation in. Okay, bet. This is it right here. Do you see how the nigga go from saying grandma is raising gay people to then saying how many single parents is it? How many single parents is it? You're trying to shoehorn. That's the word that everybody using. He's trying to shoehorn the conversation of people turning gay or being gay into single parents to make an argument saying that since mothers are raising boys, that's making them gay. Nigga, that's not a conversation. I'm dealing with a child at that point. We're not actually having a real conversation. I'm dealing with somebody who's never actually discussed these things with with another intelligent individual, and only sat around ping pong and stupid ideas with other people that believe the same stupid shit. And then when niggas get in front of people who actually can have the conversation, they panic and go to the same talking points that they ping ponged with the other stupid nigga in order for them to feel like they got some ground. And this what fucked me up the most about this shit, y'all. They play victim. Then they play victim. Because we're not going to let you like really, because you think you like intellectually being slick, but it's the most you asking about single parents when we having a conversation about like people being gay. Hold on, Rick, let me just say this, and then you got it. You bringing up single parents in a conversation about people being gay is the most obvious. You ain't even intellectually slick. We know where you're going. You're attempting to blame homosexuality on single parents. That's why you're saying grandma created F words. Niggas ain't dumb. So you talking about, oh, we can get somewhere far. Yes, you can get to where you think you're making sense. But intelligent people can see where you're trying to go a mile of fucking way. And we saying, hey, dummy. Like, we might as well just get to where you're trying to go now instead of the bullshit.
That's it.
Yeah, like most grandmothers and mothers, they cry hard as fuck and all that shit when they find out that anybody in their family is gay. Any of their children, their grandchildren is gay. So I don't want to hear none of that bullshit he talking about because they went to church anyway. Like I'm talking about like our recent ancestors, grandmama, even our great grandmother. They not playing that. They knew a lot of children knew they couldn't come, and that's why you have a lot of suicide. You have high suicide rates amongst gay black children. They run away. They become prostitutes because they know they can't tell older black women in their family that they're gay. It's just not accepted. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And then still the gays end up leaving early because they want to dress how they want to dress, and you're not going to dress how you want to dress in grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? With all that makeup on and stuff. Are they going to say something to you? They're going to make you feel uncomfortable. They might beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So this is what happened in black households. So he making it seem like it's accepting, and that's not the truth. He's damn lie.
Right, like that. Yo, thank you for that point. Thank you for that point. Grandma's is the most conservative motherfuckers. Grandma's is the grandma's is the most religious. So the same thing that Battle Axe got against homosexuality, grandma got that same beef.
Yep. It was like, you better get the fuck out of my house. You want to wear all them heels and all that other shit, sir.
Grandma tell you that gay shit is a demon. What is you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The same reason Battle Axe would demonize homosexuality, grandma do it too. But because niggas is so caught up on talking shit about black women, a nigga will ignore what we know about the older black generations just to be like they making gay people. And I thought the argument was it was single mom. I thought it was single mothers. We blaming it on grandma now? Niggas is going back that far?
Yeah, grandma was very conservative.
Cut the gay child off. I don't know what they talking about.
Yeah, grandma was very conservative. She because not only that it was like a personal belief, you know, she was coming from an era where the church was part of the community, and that would be embarrassing for her to even have that element. And that's why like what Don will say, you usually see them being ostracized and banished from the family. I've seen that on a lot of occasions that they would be ostracized or banished from the family because she don't want the people at the church finding this out. And so yeah, I don't know where that comes from. The grandma. He's like grandma. So you know.
And then yeah.
What about the worst one to tell you guys?
Well, now, who was saying that? So maybe who was saying that? Because it depends on the age. Because it's some new grandma.
Battle old.
Battle Axe talking about grandma. So okay. So if it's Battle Axe, then he's talking about, you know, okay. So no, that's
you talking about the grandmas we know, not our mamas. You know what I'm saying? Not our mamas.
So hell no.
I mean,
if you was to do like a survey, that joint to be in the 90s. I don't know if it's be upper 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, because that's the era that they came from. They came from that particular era. So yeah.
Listen, my grandma
I'm coming at the tail end of the conversation though, but I'm just hearing what y'all saying.
Well, nah, the conversation went left because this is how he tried to justify it. When we talking about him saying grandma is the one making, he used the F word. He turned around and then the first question he said, "All right, let me ask you a question. What's the percentage of single parents?" The fuck that got to do with you calling grandma a gay maker?
Okay, so the F word was a derogatory term towards homosexuals.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so
grandma is making F words.
Right. So grandma is okay. Yeah. So nah. I don't, you know, from what I see and what I experienced, I seen that grandma would be the one that actually banish, you know, she'd be the ones, and grandpop too, with grandpop, you know, because they both was like, you know, I don't know why this turned into a sex thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a better argument would be more a generational thing than a sex thing, like grandma.
Yes.
Because grandpa can kick you out too. Grandpa would kick your ass out just like grandma.
Man, niggas just look for
they'll be better than grandma too.
Somebody get that curse out my chat. Don't block him, but delete that damn curse he just put in there.
What he put in the chat?
God damn.
It's refused.
Yeah, get that shit up out of here, bro.
Oh, he gave you a Bible.
It is not accepted in my family neither, everybody is a Jehovah's Witness.
You might need to write a book on black male psychology. You know what I'm saying? On like, you know, and certain, you know how they got it down to a T as far as it's kind of Eurocentric, but like, you know, B.F. Skinner and Sigmund Freud, they kind of study. You know, they got like psychosexual type of psychological things that they analyze, and it's really from a Eurocentric standpoint. And you got some people that actually took those concepts and applied it to black people. But I really think it's somebody that needs to psychoanalyze, you know, because we got specific things that we do, and that's one of them. Like one of them is like you have this element of black men that are attach themselves to a religious philosophy, and they have this idea that they are like closer to God than everybody else. So it's almost like they're talking down to you, like they're the chosen ones, like from a sense of, okay, since I have this element, since I have this, I can now tell you this, and if you don't agree with me, then you are that. So, you know,
yes,
I see that, like, you know, I see that concept in this sector. I would say in this sector, you know what I mean? And you're talking to a person that, you know, I double, you know, I was Muslim, and, you know, there was a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But that is not to attack like a person that believes in something, but just like from a standpoint of communication, that once it's a disagreement, it's like, okay, yeah, they almost make themselves into one of the characters in the Bible. Like that's talking to the people that's about to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? They they become Noah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, like, see, I'm telling y'all not.
Oh, we was just talking about that. Even when you look at that scripture, like that he put in the chat, I told y'all, niggas think that God told them that people are gonna tell them call them liars and say that they wrong. They say that God say don't believe them people when they tell you that you wrong.
And that's the white man. And then like, and this is the thing, how well it goes with when you like look at like the current system we in, we talk about capitalism. It goes so perfect with it, right? Because when you think about like the things that the ideology that has to be created in order for you to like believe in the system of capitalism, right? Or be coerced into it. It's almost the same ideology you gotta have to believe in like these religions. Because look at what he does. Don't stop worshiping humans. Grandma and grandpa were no saints. Sir, all we have is each other. And this is the first thing that they do in the book is start. First off, distrust amongst yourself. You can't trust your own thoughts, your own ideas. And then second, distrust amongst those around you. You can't trust anybody around you, right? And then it's almost like the scarcity argument and the greed argument that they make with capitalism. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same type of like ideology and shit. And no, you ain't worshiping no humans, bro. You ain't supposed to be worshiping no gods. Shit is crazy.
Real quick, let me share a screen because I came on because I was listening to it, and then I went and worked out in the other room, and then because I was hearing a conversation how you began the conversation, Blue.
Yeah.
You know, the Jesus. So I wanted to it made me think about you know, when I really gave a fuck about this type of shit, but like I'm sharing a screen. I wanted to show really the definition of this word. So I'm sharing a screen.
What word is it? Misogynoir?
No. This is what he was talking about earlier. And is the screen share? You gotta bring it up. I
ain't looking at my phone.
Oh, okay, so he got it. Yeah, so yeah, this is the word soteriology, right? You know what I'm saying? Soteriology, right? So this comes from soter. And this is like, you know, soter is actually Ptolemy. So that's why they named it after him, because he came with the doctrine of salvation. And like, you know, the salvation doctrine was predicated around them engaging the people that had more Gnostic type of beliefs, you know, the God within. And they had like and you can see those elements in the Bible. You know, I think Paul is more of a Gnostic. And so
right.
That is the so when you have like the Abrahamic faiths like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, it's kind of predicated around salvation doctrine. Like you got to do this in order to make it here. Not necessarily, maybe not the Jewish, because I don't know if they, you know, believe in that, like, you know, this heaven and the hell concept. But definitely with the Christianity and Islam is you know, you have to do this in order to go to heaven. It's like a salvation. You're looking for Jesus, and this is through the teachings of Muhammad that's going to actually give you salvation. So it's an origin to this. It's an origin to that. You know what I'm saying? I think John G. Jackson wrote a book, Christianity Before Christ, and he gets into the different they call it fetishes, but it's more like the beliefs and that occurred that eventually developed into you know, the Abrahamic belief systems. And it was a political thing that Soter had also in mind when he was actually changing. This is where you get the Library of Alexandria from. He was like actually taking a lot of the beliefs, because these people were kind of centered around their religious beliefs. It's almost like how they conducted themselves or the way of life, you know, that governed them. and he created the Serapis, he created that Serapis, and he was using the concepts kind of like he took the concept that was already there and then kind of developed it into something that fitted his political aspirations.
Facts.
So that would be like the Soter and the Serapis image. And then, when you look at the Serapis image, it looks like the image that we kind of know from the images of Christ.
That was Ptolemy the first or second solar?
I think it was Ptolemy the first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Ptolemy the first. And and this is not to take away nothing from a person that believes in the salvation doctrine, but this is like kind of the origins of this idea of something outside of yourself saving you. Like, what I'm saying? This is like the origins of that. And we are now in this like 3,000 some odd years later, where this thing is being kind of like evolved into something now to specifically dealing with in this sector, a group of people and that believe that they are the chosen ones by God. And this is just like whether it's the Black Israelites or in mainstream society, the people, the so-called Jew is what I call them, so-called Jew, right? So, yeah, that's kind of what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, to understand the origin, I think it brings a little more clarity into the conversation. And like what you were saying, how things are monetized. It was always like that since its inception. Since the inception, it was always something that had a political thing on it as well. It wasn't just purely based off of this idea of what's in the doctrine. It was always something attached to it. So that was incentivized,
basically your loyalty. You know what I'm saying? It kind of
it brings that in. Like a person, like for example, a person that has a more Gnostic type of understanding, and this was like the conflict really with Paul. Like the conflict was like he had Gnostic beliefs, and he believed that the message could go outside of the chosen people, right? So you read in the New Testament, it's kind of like this issue. I think he had initially with Peter. It was like, they were told one thing by Christ, and now Paul is saying like, no, we can now go to the Gentiles. So it's like, I think in Acts it's talking about you are now eating and, going with the Gentiles and eating amongst them, because they had a law that was in place that you don't go amongst these people, you know what I'm saying? Because their eating habits isn't, they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
He's coming with something more, and he's believing that, now through his experience. Remember, he was going to road to Damascus, and he had this experience where he said that Jesus visited him. So everything is based off of that. So now we got to believe Paul, like, okay, like this is a thing. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that, you know what I mean? But this is like the foundations of like modern day Christianity, like how as we see it now, this doctrine that's going to save you from yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that is a form of soteriology. You know what I'm saying? And
and it's sad because you can show, like, you can show it in the Bible where it's, it's talking about, self. And the like even in there, the Most High, when I think I mentioned earlier, your heart being the altar, right, or your mind being the altar, that's where you meet the Most High at. That's where you go and bring your, what I'm saying, your sacrifices at, this and that. So it's never a physical thing. But I think the issue comes in is that the way the dogma that's attached to the religions that kind of created it, like, you can't get people outside of that dogma because at the same time, there's so much spell work inside of the book. You know what I'm saying? It's like it kind of keeps them from being able to understand it on an esoteric level, or more so just like seeing it as yourself being the characters in these stories. They end up idolizing the characters in the story.
Man, God give these niggas the excuse to be assholes. As long as a motherfucker can step back and say, the creator told me you was gonna tell me I was lying, so fuck you. Can't
Exactly.
like, ain't nowhere to go from that. You know what I'm saying?
I guess whoever wrote that, it was like, you know, in a sense, a genius, because that's what it says. Like, yeah, there will be people that's coming. I mean, you know, and then the stories in itself, because like you could get what you want out of the stories, but the common thing was, especially in the Bible, is talking about a lot of people that rejected.
Yeah,
I think everybody all except what's the one that was in the belly of the well?
Jonah.
I think Jonah, once he got out of the belly of the well, he got the people to accept him. That's the only time I've seen like a situation where it was like acceptance from the masses. Usually they reject the prophet. Usually they try to kill the prophet.
Yeah.
And
that's why niggas jump to
in there. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's why niggas jump to Sodom and Gomorrah like a motherfucker. Niggas be like,
right.
You see how they came to the lighthouse in Sodom and Gomorrah? Y'all just like the niggas outside the door.
Please, I'm going to cut y'all off. I just wanted to say that a lot of people were saying about wicked parents and things of that nature, and not wanting to honor ancestors that were wicked when they were alive and all these things, and your grandparents. And the whole thing about it is the weirdest thing about like really delving into spiritism and things of that nature. You really find out that spirits really don't have the same moral standards and things of that nature that we have. They don't have the same thoughts as us. Like they're not that they become less petty, but they become more what's the word that I'm looking for? They still strict. Yes,
strict.
I
was about to say fanatical.
Fanatical? What do you mean fanatical?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, my way or the highway. Like Jesus is the answer.
Yes,
matters,
it's the same energy, but you have to be able to trade off. And if you're not willing to trade off, because spirits don't think like we do. You know, it's not the same. Like y'all act like y'all haven't read the Bible and seen how Yahweh is not playing with nobody. You know, he's not playing about his offerings. He's not playing about the sacrifice. So it's you don't want to give these spirits blood per se, because that's when things go downhill. It's the same energy. But once you start looking at the Bible from a different perspective, and you start seeing all the bloodshed, and you start having like y'all start seeing Yahweh as, you know what I'm saying, basically like the same thing, because it's like it's the same story over and over. It's our stories over and over and over. But you have to understand it's symbolism to how to work with certain spirits. And these spirits, you know, it's just not nothing to play with. So it's either you do it or you're not gonna do it, you know, and that's just how it is. And you don't have to call on those ancestors. You might find another spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because we was everywhere all over this globe, you know.
That's interesting. You know what I find though, one of the things I wanted to speak on about. What's up? Peace to everybody, and congrats, Dongo, man. And shouts out to everybody that's advancing that playoff little side though. What's going on, Commish? One of the things though I wanted to say about that is like when first of all, I believe that we're the center of all of that. You know, I've heard it said that the biggest trick of the devil is to get people to think that God doesn't exist or that the devil doesn't exist. When in fact, the biggest trick of any energy is to get you to think that you don't exist, that you aren't the focal point of all of those things. I've heard it been mentioned in the Islamic tradition that the Muhammad of Arabia had said that all things begin with intentions, with niyyah. So it's the same thing. That's the difference between a prayer or a curse. It's just what you intend in it. So we start with getting our intentions right. And then I think when people, because like the sister was saying, which I totally agree, when you deal with those energies, I don't know about ancestral reverence is a little bit, I understand it a little differently than I've been hearing. But when we're dealing with particular energies that have already existed, that good or bad is defined by men. That they just show up and show out if you call them and you perform the rituals. I'm sure it's the same thing with the Bible. Like everybody, first of all, that is one of the biggest hoodoos in America. You got to understand, you guys are performing rituals. You guys have intentions and are going in seeking a particular type of energy, looking for a particular type of outcome. Here's the thing different from when white people call on it, though. When they read these magic words or whatever scripture, then they're going into it. What man, if he asks his father for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you knock it, it shall be answered. If you seek, you'll find it. They go into it expectant. We've been taught to go into it, woe is me. All the slave reports about us, they lied on Jesus, they spit on Jesus. A camel can't get to heaven and through the eye of a needle, and rich man ain't shit, and all of this stuff. To have your very intentions, you being the core and the focal point of any magic you do, the Ashe starts in you. You being that core and focal point, misdirect and start grabbing on other energy, like Blue was alluding to, and I thought he would go into the spell work that keeps us in a cycle of the shit that we do. We actually do participatory magic without us knowing, and it keeps us in this rut. So in ending that, I wanted us to know that anything we start doing, we are the thing that is in existence. We are the center of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Don't serve anything that won't serve you, period. But know what you're asking for. You are the center of all of that. Peace, man. I'm going to sit back and listen. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then you must know that your ancestors are you because you came from them. So come on now.
Absolutely. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's the reality of it all.
Gernocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where you from, DMV?
I'm from Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I could tell.
My accent, right?
Yeah, I heard you say do.
I don't hear when I say that. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't hear that.
Yeah, y'all be saying that all the time.
Oh, congratulations too, Scheme. I didn't even know you was on. Congrats, boy. My man.
Shit, man. Appreciate, man.
Yeah,
That was
man.
great, bro. That was
I'm loving it. I'm feeling like a proud uncle, man. I watched you when you came in, watch you stumble and fumble, see you get your thing together. I mean, in the very beginning. I'm talking about now, man. I mean, shit. Listen, you're in the playoffs. You're holding your own. You did your thing. No, congrats. It's just watching the evolution. I thought was dope. Damn, did I? You know.
Appreciate that, King. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
Because I thought you talk about literally the debate. I'm like, man, that shit wasn't my best, but I got the job done. But yeah, as far as my progression, you right. I have came a long way.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you,
No doubt, man. I have to watch for up and coming comp. So, no, that's what's up. You did do a good thing, huh?
I was about to say, I told you we could get a debate in. We could still get one in next season.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Do you uphold to the do you uphold the hadiths?
I can. I think next season I want to stretch a little bit. I can uphold the hadith. I can, one of the, I said I'll stretch a little bit next season. So I may debate some things. I'm not real big on going into really debating spirituality. I'm still call me spooky and tabooish, but you know what I'm saying? I still every now and then look for a lightning bolt to come stroke some people.
I think the more open we are about it, the more remove the stigma.
Yeah.
And just be honest, because it does make sense, because if it's all the same thing, then we shouldn't be afraid of it. And that's what I tell people. I said it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
I said, and I break scriptures in the Bible that made my enemies completely fall. You know, it's meant to be read out loud. A lot of these scriptures, and people don't know. You know, that's my whole thing.
Well, I don't. You know, I definitely wouldn't tell people to be afraid. But I think what happens is we begin to lose reverence. You know, and one of the things about revering my ancestors, my Agungun, is that even though I don't like, okay, you know, like if you have Muslim out there that still practice ancestral reverence, that they've come to the understanding it's not ibadah, it's not worship, it is a reverence of the ancestors. The very thing that I tell them you're doing when you're sending salawat on Muhammad or on the Sahaba, things of this nature, when you can send the peace and the prayers of God upon and righteousness and goodness upon these people whom you have no blood relation to, then there should be no problem with you asking for the goodness of the universe of God to be upon people whom you have an actual connection to. Their reality is very real through your existence. So with that being said, if at times when we're revering their ancestor, and I have a particular ancestor that I know was a Christian, because in my understanding of revering my ancestors, my personal ancestors, I should treat it as if that ancestor is in my presence. When I go to my shrine or my altar, I should go with that. I shouldn't be wherever my ancestor shrine is, like I would advise, how I've been taught, of course. Don't put your ancestor shrine in your bedrooms. You know, if you're doing bedroom business in your bedroom, would you do that in front of grandmama? In front of Nana? I don't think so. So when we go to our shrines that have Nana and our shrines that have grandmama and these people on it, you know, we should go proper, covered, with a reverence, with a respect, because what we're doing is we're remembering. And what is it to remember your ancestor? It isn't just to think about them. Every part of your body is called a member. If you lose your arm and they reattach it, they reattach that member. They remembered. So that's what we're doing when we go to that shrine. We're remembering our ancestors. We're reattaching to the goodness of what our family was, what our people are, the strength, the perseverance, the ingenuity, all of that is very real in my that spiritual has been manifested and is confirmed in my everyday tangible. The fact that I can get on here and openly call on my ancestors like that. We were murdered for the very things you and I are uttering right now. So I think that my whole thing is maintaining that reverence, that sense of sanctity and sacredness to what we do. And that's what keeps it on that elevated level. Now it's at the risk of being commercialized and capitalized. You have everyone hollering, they do this. And I've been studying 6 months and they ready to read you and put shit on you, man. Y'all be careful out there. I've been in this thing probably now going on 10 years and wouldn't be and still tiptoe through the meadows. And that's just my personal thing. But what I'm saying is be careful of the commercialization and capitalization. Yes. Just having a reverence. And I think we've lost the reverence. Everybody's an expert and everybody's willing to speak and sell and do for people. And it commercializes what has kept us to this point. We got to make sure they don't get their feet in their midst in this. And we're the only keepers of this.
Shout out to Karada Introvert. Shout out to Kasha. Definitely. Yeah, man. I think in that, like I said, man, it's a to me, like I said, part of the self and understanding self is knowing like your ancestors, that connection. And I think a lot of people, they talk about epigenetics and what's in your DNA and what's being passed down, the traumas and different things like that. But I think what people fail to realize is that what they're talking about is a spiritual connection, right? That continues through your lineage. And it's like at some point, and I keep stressing this because a lot of people don't really want to talk about it. But when I'm talking about our ancestors too, a lot of the ones who denounced our spirituality and denounced our ancestral worship and and denounced us going back to it and cursed us for going back, a lot of those people we're gonna have to cut off. Like a lot of those, you can't be on your altar, unfortunately. Like we're gonna really have to go back, probably, like for some 6 generations almost. You're gonna try to have to go back and reconnect there. Because in a lot of ways, a lot of them have already put in their mind what they wanted when they transitioned. And a lot of them have gotten, and I'm gonna say all of them, they got what they wanted. Battle Axe wants to be a servant in Christ's kingdom. He's already put that into his mind. That's where he will be, washing feet for eternity. That's where you'll be. Those people, you can't get trapped with them. That can spiritually drag you. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people who, that unfortunately, I love them, but a lot of them have already put us under those type of, they put that spell work on us unknowingly. And they put that type of spell work on themselves. We got to break that and reconnect the cycle and begin and get it back going again.
I agree. But now here's where I may come into controversy, and the people may disagree with me. Like more or less, my studies, and I would say, if anything, is a practitioner of, if anything, I would have to say hoodoo, and that's because that's homegrown. And what I say by that is, I believe in energies, and I believe that there is an energy in the Christ energy, in the Messiah. I believe that Jesus in a pantheon of other great men brought a particular type of energy. And I'm literally, and since my ancestors believed in that energy so strongly and invested in it, had, lived in it, molded, by it, and still, I believe it's just within that realm. I'm very leery. This is why I don't debate religion. I'm very leery about dissing those things. That's what I mean by scary. I think it's okay to analyze, to study, to really get to the meat of it, to find out why we do everything. But I've heard us go to the extremes, and in the extremes of defending them. That is quite ridiculous. I'd like to be able to see us take a middle course and accept that as a part of what made us as a Black African people here in America. Because I'm the same as I will talk to us about embracing African spirituality to that degree. To the degree I have brothers and sisters who have embraced Ifa so much that really they are just dupes. They're walking ATM machines.
Yes, it is very expensive to do those rituals. And that's why I advise people to also deal. There's so many indigenous spirits to deal with that it's really inexcusable to spend your money, and all these spirits ultimately is the same people just over and over again. And when you start to learn the secrets of why they were created in the astral realm, then it starts to make sense, and you're like, oh, okay, because you start to study more. You understand? So you don't have to become so pressed to just give all your pockets to be initiated, because you do have to be initiated to work with a lot of those orishas. Those orishas is one of the most strict spirits out there. Mm-hmm. Voodoo and voodoo and all the other shit. Those are strict spirits. Mm-hmm. Those spirits want a lot from you. I'm not trying to be shady towards African spirituality. I love African spirituality. I tried to dive into it when I first started to go on my spiritual journey, and Papa Legba, his energy completely knocked me out. Mm-hmm. And I woke up and didn't know where I was, and then he was fucking with me and stuff like that. And I don't like dealing with a lot of trickster gods. I found out. You have to find out about you too. Some people like the jokes that Papa Legba play. I didn't. I just wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? And then I found out that you tap more into that energy when you buy the statue and stuff like that. Sometimes you can tap into energy in other ways, but even still, those spirits, those orishas, they want all their offerings. Okay, and you
Yeah.
better have it on
And a
time.
particular way. And a particular way. Absolutely.
Yeah, and a particular way.
Yeah.
And then you have to then you might have to change your lifestyle because they might be attached to certain people in a certain way. But it's all about you might, and it's crazy because you might come into contact with those spirits. That don't mean that you make a pact with it. And once you start drawing the sigils, once you start getting the offerings, shit gets real. Especially when it comes down to the orishas, you know, it's just very strict. You just have to be careful.
Have you been initiated to any system?
Hmm?
Have you been initiated to any system?
I just worked with Papa Legba because I was under some asshole who didn't know what he was doing, and he was full of shit, and I didn't know it, and until I met my spirit mother, and before then, I just wasn't ready, and I'm not going. That was the one of the main things that I did that was unsuccessful and stuff like that. You know, stuff sometimes don't work out. You just gotta keep pushing and find out what worked for you. But once you do, it's like life changing. You know, it's very wonderful. Right now, I'm into Buddhism right now, but before I had to let that shit out. I wasn't on it long. That's the thing too. You know, whatever don't work, you gotta let it go immediately. You have to know how to let it go immediately because that shit can ruin your life.
Yes. Yep. What's your name?
It's the Gynocracy Takeover.
That's what and I Peace Queen. Why you talk like a Peace Queen? I'm sorry, I didn't even give you the proper greeting when coming in. I'm listening and I'm like, it's just as heavy. She's deep. Then when you went to the Buddhism, because I remember you and I spoke a little bit about Mother Kali.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, so because you know I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like nothing scared me.
Yeah.
Like so I just find it funny when people like I just went through so many crazy spiritual experiences and you'll just be surprised with spirit how spirits really act. It's just weird.
You know, you said something that was heavy, and I think that is so true. When we find a lot of our people getting into these systems, like I did and I studied, so I went through a couple systems, and I might even initiate a couple more. And initiation is more or less because you get a little bit more of the secrets or so-called understandings of why they're doing what they're doing. And if you're studious, you'll find yourself, like some of us, study. You'll find yourself, man, going through and getting initiated for the study of it and experience and, unlocking and get some understandings. But you were saying something that I have found amongst us, and especially with studying people like Olegba and the Eshu, that I see how they get attached to these Babalaos because, like you were saying, it takes work. It takes work. And if you don't have the time, if you're not willing to make those sacrifices to do it, you are going to pay someone to maintain it or your life will be trash. It's that simple. It's like, it's like you say, people who believe in one of the Abrahamic faiths. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at Abraham as being a big Baba. I'm going to tell you the truth. I look at Abraham as being a high priest, like a Babalao or like a Hogan or any of these other priests. And so I look at that there are lessons in that. But like, though, of the Abrahamic faiths, they believe, reprobate mind or something to this effect. If you leave from under that blessing, that you're liable and subject to have anything happen to you. It's the same within the African principles. When you get and make that contract with these spirits or these energies, man, you stuck. And you will have to pay someone to maintain that, or you will wonder why things won't quite get right. And the bigger you've asked or the bigger the contract, the worse the repercussions, So yeah, believe me, I got a couple days of the week that I'm bound to do certain things and change certain habits and all of that for the rest of my life. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know that don't realize that in Buddhism it's just not Buddha, it's other spirits. It depends on what sect of Buddhism you're willing to study and go into, and it has been good for me.
Hey, Gernocracy, let me ask you something about Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with the emancipated Buddha?
Excuse me, what?
Emancipated Buddha, my fault.
What do that mean? What?
Oh, skinny Buddha.
Oh, skinny Buddha.
It's emancipated.
He is supposed to be skinny because originally in his life he did starve himself, and that but there's different. It depends on what Buddhism we're talking about, because when you get into the Tibetan Buddha, then you get into Kuan Yin, you get into the Mahatera, you get into
the
Zambalas. Huh? Yeah,
What's
like
the
you gotta
oldest
look
form
all.
of Buddhism?
What's the oldest form of Buddhism? Buddhism is very connected to Hinduism, so all of it's old as dirt. You know. Because all these is basically because, like, okay, once you study Hinduism, you're going to be able to understand Buddhism because it's so connected. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they were sharing so much information. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
so that's like the
it's just
Christianity
crazy.
before Islam.
Yeah, that's what I know it is. I know it's to be true because there's so many stories that showed up that's from the Bible that's really in Hinduism. Like, for instance, the story of what is it? Eve being made from Adam's rib. It's a pastime of Lord Krishna in Hinduism. His consort, his eternal consort, Radha, was made from his rib on a mountain or whatever in the Gopi village. So you have all these different stories, and then you also have a story of Lord Krishna washing the feet of his own disciples. You have a story of Buddhism washing the feet of his disciples. So there's a lot of
parallels and symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, but these are ultimately just symbolism that help us learn humility. You know, how to be able to really ground ourselves, because you have all these stories of Jesus, Buddha, and Krishna going out into the wilderness and leaving everything behind and just meditating or praying or whatever. You know, it's all about getting back with self.
That's funny. I want to chime in on something Yanga said earlier about he's right about defending certain things that's like kind of like put you out there. I got a quick story about my boss who's a Hebrew, and a long time ago we used to go back and forth. And we was talking about, I believe, Second Kings. I forget, somewhere in there where I think Elisha was doing something. He cursed these boys because they was getting on him about having a bald head, and Elijah cursed them, and bears killed the kids in the name of the Lord. And I asked him about it, and I was like, "What's up with that? Why did Elisha curse those kids in the name of the Lord and bears killed them?" It was like I forget. And he was like, he said the reason why Elisha did that. He said, I think he was saying either Elisha didn't do that or God didn't do that. Elisha did it. He was putting the blame on one of them and not both. And then he turned around and said that the kids died actually in a good he justified the kids dying because cursing him, because saying Elisha has a bald head is referring to his wife passing away, and they were talking about his wife being dead, so they deserve to die. I said, what the fuck? I said, not only the fact that you flipped it and went hit me with the deeper meaning and still justifying the kids dying, and then you turn around and said, well, what was the point about blaming Elisha or blaming God? Who gives a fuck at that point if you're justifying the murder? And at that point, I was like, damn, this nigga just went against his own damn morals to just justify the scripture, knowing damn well he don't fuck with killing kids. I said, what the fuck? After that, I said, wow, this spell is wicked and deep.
Yeah, Lilith, she's all over the place, all over the social media, making black women think they're going to kill their babies, or just saying it, because I feel like it's some young black. I'm talking about Lilith. She eat her babies, child. I knew some warlocks who dealt with her, and he was never able to have kids. Whoever he got pregnant, the woman just always lost the baby.
Oh yeah, white folks.
Lilith and ate her babies.
Yeah, white folks couldn't even get pregnant at a certain point.
Who shit got somebody got playing some shit in the bedroom? Somebody microwave? Who microwave?
Nah, I just cut my car on, but I'll go somewhere.
Scheme.
Yeah. I said I just cut my car on. What?
Somebody need to boot you up. I can't.
I don't know who that. Oh, it might. You know what? It might have been. But yeah, so yeah, man. I think though, at the end of the day, you know, and I will say this though too, because I think Yanga was talking about too, some of the principles. I don't think you have to lose all of them, right? I don't think you have to lose all of them at all. I think when you talk about the principle of Christ, when we talk about him, and I think the difference is that we talk about more of an embodiment than uh a worship. And so that principle is a principle of sacrifice, right? So that's why, in my own system, I've incorporated that, because I think that not only, it being based on agape or agapic energy, in general, uh, I don't think you have to lose, those principles in itself. But I think, in general, the spell work over the overall text is something we can't take with us. I think because the dogma, the spell is in the dogma, and the dogma is for the most part a little bit too strong. And so, as far as for average, because when you really think about it, you know it was never really meant for everybody to have it in the first place. Like how everybody has access to most of the literature. Most people aren't initiated. There aren't people, even people that you can say basically, uh, you could basically say that these people are that you can basically say that these people uh are are initiated. So I mean aren't initiated, and the people who teach them, they aren't really initiated. Even though they initiate, you could say that okay, they went to ministry school or whatnot. But that's a lot different from the original order that a lot of these texts come from. And so I think this is why I think in a lot of ways you get, so many different, when you get so many different explanations for maybe one verse, right? A lot of the times it's really just kind of exposing the level that the person that's they're like that they understand it all. And so one person might be trying to prove Jesus walked on water, and that person, in itself is missing the whole story. And so, it's multiple ways. And I think, or even those proving that whether or not Jonah was in the belly of a whale, and they fall into those traps, and they end up missing like a lot of the principles behind the story.
But I think in general, I don't think we have. I think we have to get away from. And the main thing is we didn't have any type of control over.
We didn't have any sort of control over those type of doctrines or anything like it, right? Uh, when these things are being written and put into play, a lot of our stuff is being destroyed, and a lot of their stuff is being put to the forefront, right? And a lot of and the stuff that wasn't destroyed, they basically have put it into different texts and created different narratives around it and put spell work over it, you know, or to basically hide the spell work in a way. Because when you really think about it, the narrative is only there just to hide the spell work. It's not really there because these was real people who exist, all of that type of stuff. It's just there to give you a story to follow along with for people who just pick it up. They don't know what the fuck they read. So I do think though, but oh yeah, go ahead, whoever that is.
No, you spitting facts.
Yeah, I definitely I just think that yeah, a certain principle. I think we keep the principle of sacrifice. I think that's an important principle. I think when we're talking about agape energy in general, it's gonna be have to be one of sacrifice. And the point of that is because it's to see. It's basically so you can see, um, like well, it's so that you're going for things that you won't see. You know, it's the sacrifice is made because the end goal is one that you even know that you may not be able to touch it or taste it or whatever it is. You're supposed to be the one that puts it in motion. And I
Gigi,
think a
you
lot of
crazy.
people, I think a lot of people be scared to kind of make the sacrifice in a lot of ways because they trying to make sure that when they sacrifice that they gonna get something back. Yeah, they ain't really trying to. They ain't really trying to make a sacrifice. They trying to basically make an investment.
Facts.
But
You see what
isn't
I'm
that
saying?
but isn't that what a sacrifice? So what is what is a sacrifice for then? Just me to give something away?
Well, no. I think it's well when I say that the difference I'm describing between that and an investment, I mean like it would be to me the difference between an investment and life insurance. Like life insurance, that's not really for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you paying on that, but you're not really gonna see the fruits of that later. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
you made that move, you know what I'm saying? You sacrificed in order for your kids and your kids to be able to see that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I think that's to me the
Yeah, that
difference
was a
between how we
crazy
choose to
example,
sacrifice
bro.
and invest.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy example, but I know where you're going at because that's an investment too. You know, I'm investing in my children.
Right.
With a life insurance, I look at if I'm making this sacrifice, if I'm giving something up, especially something that is, sacrifice contains the energy of like giving to, I don't want to say hurt, but giving until you feel it, giving until it really pulls from you. A sacrifice, when you're making a sacrifice, someone may have to look it up. When you're making a sacrifice, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the everyday. It's like if I'm sacrificing this, I'm feeling it. I'm giving this up. I'm feeling it. I'm
Right.
this to what. So you definitely, I think you're looking for an investment. You're doing that for a reason.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think you could do it, but it's not for your own. But it's not for you to reap. Like it's not to make sure that I'm only doing this because I want to make sure I get to the other side. It's like when we look at like even if we look at like the story, I think of when we talk about like the Exodus, the people who made the sacrifice according to the story to leave to Exodus, those people didn't even make it. All of those people died in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying?
But they didn't know that, Blue.
Well, but I mean,
they didn't.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, they didn't sacrifice to go die in the wilderness.
I mean, well, Christ did. So let me say that.
Yeah,
Christ
did. But that was
so
that was his mission.
I think that principle.
That was his. According, if we're talking about Christian doctrine, just sticking to Christian doctrine, not the Islamic anything like that. That was his mission. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole purpose of it all. And so
I think that has to be ours though.
It was a sacrifice, but it was an investment. God invested in humanity by sacrificing what God loved. So it was an investment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think there's any way when you sacrifice, you're looking for something back, I think. That's why you sacrifice. You're always looking for reward.
No, I don't. I can definitely see that. I think the only part I would say though is that I think in a lot of ways, what I'm saying is that you're not looking to be the one who like when I describe like an investment, right? Mm-hmm. So like one of the differences when we like an investment, you would have access to that at any time, right? Now, like for instance, like today, I could set it up to now where I can have beneficiaries basically to my stock, to to any of my stocks or any of that, right? But for the most part, I have full access to that. I can move it, I can touch it. I think the reason why I think what becomes, and I'm just talking about like regular life insurance when I say this, because I know Anonymous got a whole bunch of other shit. I'm just talking about regular life insurance. When you doing that ain't necessarily for you to touch that money. That's for your kids to touch that money. But you're the one that's been paying out of your pocket the whole time for it. So though you can say, you invested in your kids, but at the same time, you sacrifice shit that you could have been having in your own life to ensure your kids will have 50,000 each or 25, whatever it is that that you're able to do. But I think
I see where you're going. I do see where you're going. I see where you're going with it. I definitely see it. We may would explain it a little differently. Because then, at that point, to me, it's about, like I was saying earlier, intentions. You're always going to make, it's whatever you sacrifice for at that point. I think what you're saying, though, is a sacrifice. So I think that's just the difference between a righteous sacrifice and a sacrifice, I guess, because what you're saying is, I don't know. You might have to break it down. So what are you saying? That you don't get immediate from your sacrifices, you don't get.
Right. You don't see the immediate. I mean, well, because I think for us in the predicament that we in, the sacrifice we got to make is nothing but a storm. Like we definitely going into a storm, and you talking about a whole restructuring of society, a whole restructuring of like a whole different infrastructure, all of that, and that process that's a long process. You talking about that's at least 4 generations before coming out of the smoke. You know what I'm saying? You might be 4 generations down coming out of the smoke. But I'm saying the fight that we got, to me, is going to take at least 4 generations. And if we don't never get it started, we just keep pushing it further and further down the line to where it's like, basically we depended on our kids to basically get it going. And to me, the further we go, the harder it's going to be to kind of get out of the direction that they kind of pushing us in, because we can already see a shift in society. They already prepared us on uh, on how to on how to be socially distant. They already prepared us on how to stay home. They've already prepared us on how to basically become one with your technology. They prepared us to go, you know, to a fully digital currency. Like all of these things, they've already, you can kind of see them shifting us into. And the more we go, the further we go into that, it becomes too late eventually for us to pull out. I think, and the reason why I said I think we were on a train, and to me it's a burning train on top of that, and we're really riding into a brick wall, and it's like the only choice, we at some point we have got to jump off the train. And it's like, yeah, there's gonna be people who can't swim. There's gonna be people who gonna panic and take those up under. There's gonna be people who might get eaten by the alligators. But I think the people who make it to shore,
Alligators.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And I think the way that most religions kind of give us the story, it seems like we can ride this out, and you know we're gonna peacefully transition into, you know, this magical utopia that we want. And I to me, I think that the utopia can be real, but I think the what has to happen in order, like we just gonna have to be willing to jump off the train.
Yes.
A utopia. What utopia?
Well, when I say like a utopia, just one where I think people is back to their. Well, I think we need to be under a matriarchal system, and I think globally and back under our normal spiritual form. I think if we can see globally, most people had a high reverence for the serpent. Most people need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Put the serpent back up and put the mother back up.
All the serpent is just
I
your
think we'll be
chakra
all right.
system. The serpent is just your chakra system. You're supposed to clear all your chakras at one time. Because I'm doing research right now that I had really discarded it, but I was supposed to do a whole stream on it about Chinese medicine, the meridians, and ASMR, autonomous center meridian response. And it's a new brain phenomena, and it's something that it's the same feeling that you get with the good feeling that you get when people play in your hair and shit. You feel all tingly and relaxed. And a lot of those videos, you know, a lot of people make fun of it and stuff like that. Or some people just think that it's all sexual. And it's just like most of it is just like stuff that relax you and remove your anxiety. And I'm sitting here like, but why did they let, you know, they still got this information out that meridian Chinese medicine is bullshit, but they said that this is a new discovery of ASMR, which has meridians in it. So, and your meridians do flow when you listen to certain sounds, when you see certain visual stimuli or whatever, you know. And they still can't understand it, and it's just like it's basically the same. You get the same feeling that you get when you meditate, if not better, you know.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think they kind of miss that too on some parts of meditation, just kind of finding your frequency too, like some of the sounds and the vibrations that actually, you know, that vibe with you.
Exactly, because some people might not like none of that shit. You know, I like binaural beats. I grew out of that, and I just fuck with the ASMR. I don't like guided meditations no more. I kind of like more so the hypnotherapy, and it's one hypnotherapist on YouTube that I trust, and strangely so, he's a white man, and I've been listening to him for over 10 years now, and he's been really helpful. He's a really good hypnotherapist. His name is Michael Sealy. So everybody different, yeah.
Facts. Appreciate you, Yankee, no doubt. Shout out to T-Duck. Appreciate you in the building, God. Yeah, definitely. I think I think that we definitely have to make sure that. Dang, actually, I missed that. That's a solid point.
What?
That's a solid point. A sacrifice involves surrendering something as an offering. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, 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 definitely. That's a solid point. So yeah, I think though, um, and actually, I think this is probably a great point to start to shut it down. Uh, so I'll say this, and I'll let everybody get their last words in. But it, I think we've got to get back to like our more natural order, like getting back in line with the stars, getting back in line with nature, getting back in like just in general. And I think I think it's gonna come with a lot. I think it comes with astrology. I think it's gonna come with meditation. I think it's gonna come with different sounds and different vibrations. Because I think at the end of the day, one of the hardest things we have trouble doing is clearing our mind. And I think that's one of the first places we're gonna have to start practicing is learning how do we clear our mind, right? And then from there we can begin to we can start the shadow work.
Bro, you know it's funny, Blue. That's you right, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't meditated and like cleared my mind all that since I was in. I used to be in Taekwondo
Right.
a long time ago, and they
Why
used
you
to make
tripping
me do
now?
that.
I thought you was going to a few days,
Hawaiian
sir.
Kempo.
He said what?
I said you
I used to
gone
do
too
it in
far. I thought you
Hawaiian
was going to
Kempo.
say a few days.
A few days.
Well, yeah, as of recently, that's what I do now, but especially able to sometimes when I'm able to catch the sun 2 in the morning. But I think for me, like that's when I first learned how. That's when I first actually started feeling like understanding energy, understanding like that's when and I didn't even well, I'm not gonna say understanding it. That's when I first felt it, and I was actually using it and involved in it. And it's like now I look back on Hawaiian Kempo and breaking bricks because I was the last person to break bricks, like literally the last person. So I mean, it took me days, and I was there after class, and then one day I just felt it, like it was just different. I finally was able to clear my mind out, and I barely even touched the brick. It was different. So it's that's definitely where I first, felt that type of power under, what I mean, and different things, and knowing how to like manifest it. And I think, just getting back to that is something that I think we do need to do sometimes, at least once a week.
Nah, you not capping, bro. That shit ain't easy to do once you stop doing it for so long. Like I used to do that shit before every practice.
Facts. What's good, Kofi?
I'm thinking about coming up.
Peace,
Oh, he went
Kofi.
to see. You ever said nothing
Power
about
to the dark
Hey,
side.
Blue. Hey, Blue, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I got a number from 1 to 30. If anybody can pick the number or come close, I'll cash out from 25. You heard me?
You said from 1 to 30?
Yeah, anybody in the chat, they can pick the number or come close, I'll cash out from 25. Just to wait a little something from the dark side. So I'm going to drop
Hood
down and look
Therapy
at the
got
chat.
17.
What'd you say?
Hood Therapy got 17.
She won the last time, damn it. But yeah, it ain't 17. But I'm gonna hop down and I'm gonna look at the chat, and whoever get it, I'll catch up in 25.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
And I just got one more
All
thing
right.
to say. Shout
All right.
out to a certain fat motherfucker that put his foot in his mouth. Power to the dark side. All right, y'all. Peace.
Power to the dark side. All right,
Yeah.
y'all. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Y'all got until everybody get their last words in, because for right now, hood therapy is winning. So if y'all two motherfuckers out there cloud watching, all right, be too proud.
I'm
Be too proud.
dead.
Therapy, like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
give
just
me the
wanted to
50.
say,
But
yeah, I
oh yeah,
just
go
wanted
ahead.
to say, yeah, I need to come up with a master class from meditation and ritual work, because a lot of people think you're supposed to have these like outbursts and just have knee-jerk responses and magic, and it's like you have to calm down. You have to be in a high vibration and make sure your intentions is well understood. You can't be angry when you're doing spell work, so you can have a clear mind, and meditation helps you do that during the ritual, so that way you can project your energy out. And I think I'm going to revamp my guide, my masturbation manifestation guide too. So a lot of people was interested in that. I've been manifesting through masturbation for a while now, and it's real powerful. So yeah, it works kind of like overnight, depending on what you want to manifest. Damn, it just got quiet as fuck on the panel. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
that's deep. That's deep. Nah. I thought I was unmuted. I was gonna say, yeah, that's actually deep. That's actually deep. I think a lot of people, even uh, like you know, because a lot of people don't even know what some people be manifesting stuff during, practicing sex magic. You don't even
I
know.
mean, we create human beings through sex. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
it's not a look, Battle X, like, come on now. Yes, you can manifest you touching yourself. It's so demonic. Oh my god. Oh, Lord. It's not that serious, y'all. And it's there's no consequence, because you're mostly dealing with your own energy. It don't even have nothing to do with spiritism, because you're ultimately just dealing with the elements, but the element is mostly you.
You.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
mostly visualization. But you don't want to visualize really anything lustful in that moment, unless you're trying to manifest a lustful situation. That's a whole nother story. Then I might delve a little bit into that, and I do sometimes. But if you're doing it for like money and stuff like that, it depends on how much money you want. Yeah, and it depends on what your resources is. So whatever your resources is in that moment where you rate orgasm, you want to imagine, well, especially when you orgasm, you want to imagine everything that you want in that moment, especially like money touching your body, money touching your hand. You find what I'm saying? Your cash app ringing right when that happened. Okay. So yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Skank.
Scheme. He eating a hot pocket, child. Yeah, but anyway, Blue, I'm ready to get out of here. Thanks for having me. People say I'm wilding. Thank you. It's been wilding for 10 years, evidently.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yes.
Power to you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Blue.
Definitely. So it looks like ain't nobody else put nothing in. Hood therapy has put 17. Hood therapy is definitely 17. Oh, we got Michael saying 23. Michael saying 23. And shout out to the Democracy Takeover. I appreciate that too, coming through. Definitely. So we got 17, we got 23. Anybody else? Don't worry, we gotta slowly bring y'all into the occult. I understand. I understand. Y'all heard that? It was like hearing the word but in in elementary. Don't worry, y'all. We'll get there. We'll get there. Facts, facts. So we got 23, we got 17. '23, 17. Anybody else? Anybody else? The Ganocracy Takeover said 10. So we got 10. We got 17. Okay then. Mike, shoot your cash app in there, buddy. You definitely are the winner. You definitely are the winner. Shoot your cash app in the chat. It was a giveaway. It's already out there though. Oh, let's see what we got. Hey, hold on, I just thought about it. Oh man. Sorry to hear that, Katrin. What is it? That I think that is a good question. We got 17 and 23. And the number is 20. Hold up. Cause now hold on, let me see. Cause we got a split. We got a split. I think that hey Kofi, I think Shabo got a valid question. She said, how is he the winner? He picked 23 and she picked 17. So hold up. What's the rules for that? Is it the one that go over? Or is it the one that go under? It's the That's who it is. It is. It's Shabo, ain't it? Yeah, Shabo is the winner. Shabo be on point. That's 50. Go ahead, shoot it to Shabo. That is 50. Yeah, actually, Kofi, Shabo is the winner. Shabo is the winner. With the 17 again. I think Kofi couldn't believe it. Oh, hold up. When Shabo win? Today already today? Shabo coming up today. Shabo coming up today. Yeah, man. Just shoot it to Sabo. Sabo won. Definitely fair and square. Power to the dark side. Another one. The next time, y'all better start putting y'all numbers in. Y'all better start putting y'all numbers in. Kofi, blessing. Appreciate that, Kofi. Definitely appreciate that. Hey, shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody that came through. Yeah, we gonna do another one. We definitely gonna do another one. But with that being said, man, y'all already know. Special praise to the most beautiful goddess of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEMia, whose image is the most beautiful Whoopi Goldberg. And y'all already know. We'll get out of here.
Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light your street up like it's Christmas. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. My nigga never leave a mission unfinished. Record still spotless, little nigga unblemished. You can feel the tension change every time they mention me. That song game, run his name, it's for squeaky clinky history. Put him out his brains and his misery. Seriously, here he switching teams, wipe his memory. Instantly, on replay, I see it vividly. In the streets, they bumping your guns, now you looking weak. Got in his face for the fade and he couldn't speak, cooking him. Heard his own mama couldn't look at him. Left him on his knees, facing east like a Muslim. Destroy a nigga temple, break it down like Jerusalem. I'm finna have the streets on key and a padlock. And I got a lawyer like Madlock. I can never fold, I'm no laptop. You ain't never in the game, you a mascot. Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light up your street like it's Christmas. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. In a Shark Tank, talking big shit. Even out my pond, I'm a big fish. I swear to God, they ain't never seen this much sauce. Finna cut a rug like a bus off. Pray to God that my jam don't get cut off. I'ma do the dance in the trance, let me get off. I'm at the center of two ladies playing pickle. You can call me Malcolm, I'm the man in the middle. Catch me on stage pulling strings like a fiddle. Chevy chasing cheese like my name's Stuart Little. She like a rough, I push her brains in a pillow. Ask her if she rolling and she hand me the Rillo. So I'm twisting up this raspberry drizzle. And every single puff like a bag full of Skittles. And you gon' think they pulling chairs when I hit the flow. Right behind her pulling hair while she hit the dro. I got that 40 on my hip while she getting low. And I think she getting wet when she feel the cold. Sending shots with this chop, that's a dick pic. I can't mix with your block, I'm a misfit. Slide on my feet for a mission. Finna light your street up like it's Christmas.